I am so glad everyone is here. I am so happy to see everyone. So happy, so happy. Okay. I am so glad everyone is here. I am so happy now to see everyone. Hold for a moment. So happy. Okay, the technology is it's agreeing with us. The technology is agreeing with us. The technology is working. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So while everyone streams on, I'm going to turn it over to Harmony because Harmony, you want to share with the family the incredible Harmony, and she is going to open us in this incredible conversation. So hold on. Yes, Harmony. Host.
Hello, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. There is no place I would rather be than here celebrating Reverend Valerie Love. She is someone that means the world to me. She changed the trajectory of my life in so many ways. When I met Reverend Love, I was living the life of everyone else's dreams, working for the government, but I was broke, busted, and disgusted inside and out. So one thing that I am so forever grateful for is the opportunity to be a part of this community and to be at your feet, Rev, for I think I've been here for at least a decade, and to just blossom into who I know I was put on earth to be, and none of this would be possible without you. So I'm so grateful. And I just wanted to open up with a quick video. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Not
And
yet?
hi,
Okay.
family. Hi, Max. Hi, Tracy.
All right, let's try this again.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
There we go.
My beautiful daughter and her wonderful hubby. Oh, you didn't go there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You didn't go to my first ever video on YouTube. Oh, my goodness. Is the sound on, Harmony? Is there sound to it?
Yes, there's no sound. You can't hear it?
No, we can't hear the sound. I don't hear the sound. I don't know. Anyone
I
let
don't
us
hear the sound. I don't hear
No
sound.
sound. Okay,
I
that's
think
the
you
whole
gotta
point of the
share
video. Let me see.
sound when you
Share
go
your
to share
sound.
screen.
Share
I think
sound.
you have to share sound. Oh my goodness.
Let me
Family,
try.
let me just say this. There's gonna be some embarrassing moments, I can tell already.
No, there won't be. There will
I
be
didn't ask
no
for a
embarrassing
roast. I
moments.
thought we were just gonna get together for a celebration.
Okay, share sound. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. All right, so let me start it over. You can hear it now?
Yes.
We can hear it, it's just low. Can you turn it up?
She said yes when the world said no. Left the boardroom for a brighter glow. Told the truth when it shook the room. Made space for miracles to bloom. Reverend Valerie Love walking in the spirit. When she speaks, the soul can hear it. Taught us to break free from the box. Now we flow with God, no chains or locks. Money, magic, divine design. She aligned us with the holy mind. From Sedona stones to Bali air, she got us walking like billionaires. Because she said yes, we stepped in light. Found our power, claimed our birthright. Taught us faith and wealth aligned. Now we build on purpose by design. Because she said yes, we shed the lies. Took our place, looked to the sky. She birthed a wave that won't regress. This is the sound of divine success. She ain't just preaching, she's walking proof. Taught us to embody the highest truth. Left behind what don't align. Told us you ain't crazy, you divine. Wow, that's the code. Everything works out, now we in flow. From Dubai nights to Thailand suns, she showed us how the work gets done. Because she said yes, we stepped in light. Found our power, claimed our birthright. Taught us faith and wealth aligned. Now we build on purpose by design. Because she said yes, we shed the light. sound of divine success. She's the divine midwife, shifting fate, cracking open hearts at heaven's gate. This ain't just love, this is love with a name. Reverend Valerie, changing the game. Say yes to the call like she once did. Now we all live dreams we once hid. Say yes to the light, say yes to your eyes, say yes to the God that lives inside.
Look at Shimona. Egypt, hot air balloon. Look at Max. Ahmed takes care of us in Egypt. Hi, Ahmed.
Say yes to the call like she once did. Now we all live dreams we once hid. Say yes to the light, say yes to your eyes, say yes to the God that lives inside.
Right, so I just wanted to start us off with that custom-made song for you.
I remember every one of those retreats. Oh my goodness. Harmony, are you speaking or no?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, Harmony. Everyone, can y'all come off mute for a moment and just celebrate Harmony for putting together? I don't know where you got that song. I want that song because
It sure is. I
Awesome.
own the copyright, baby. I own
Yay.
the
Go
copyright for this one.
I
Harmony.
love it. I love it. Love
Thank
it.
you, Harmony. It was
Yes.
wonderful.
Heavy.
Just
Fire.
wonderful. Thank you,
Loved
Harmony.
it.
Just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Phenomenal.
so now we are going to open with a prayer, as we know, and I have the privilege, the pleasure of introducing you to my first metaphysical pastor and my first metaphysical teacher in person. And when I first met Reverend Jim Webb, this is my first ever in-person metaphysical teacher. I was going to all kinds of workshops. I was going to all kinds of retreats. And I looked in that big Pathways newspaper that we used to have. And I saw Tacoma Park Metaphysical Chapel. And I said, oh, let me go there. And then I got there and this man was shining and he knew all the answers. My Zoom is always magical. He was shining and he knew all the answers. He sat there and he used to have this psychic development and mediumship class, like a 6-week class. And it was in this classroom and I would come and he was answering questions like, what is deja vu? And what is psychic mediumship? And I promise you, a veil was falling. And I said, this man has the answers. This man has the answers to all of life's questions, clearly. Right? So I became a member of Tacoma Park Metaphysical Chapel, my heart, my home. I absolutely love Reverend Jim Webb. And Reverend Jim was the reason that I went to Intervisions. So I was preparing, and inside there was a voice that said, it's time for you to formalize your studies. It's time for you to step up to that next level of service and learning and devotion. And I asked Reverend Jim, I said, I have 3 choices. So can you guide me? I asked him for advice because he was my pastor. And Reverend Jim said, well, if you go to Intervisions, you'll do the inner work. And I said, wow, I could feel it. And Intervisions was the answer. And Reverend Jim was the one that got me to Intervision. So I am going to turn it over to Reverend Jim for our opening prayer and for words from this master.
What a pleasure to be here and to honor you tonight. And I want to honor you with a question for all of us. The question I want to ask of all of us is, why do we admire a mighty oak? Why do we admire a mighty oak? A mighty oak is a majestic testament to God's greatness, God's grace, and God's glory. But we also admire it because we know where it came from. We know that it came from an acorn. And coded within that acorn was everything needed for it to become a mighty oak. All of the ingredients were already there. No matter how deeply it was buried in darkness, no matter how much pressure was on it when it stayed buried and seemed to be apart from the light. The coating was there. The power was there. The grace and the glory, they were all there, encoded in the acorn. And so what happened? The light shines on it. The heat starts to cause the coating to unravel. And that acorn knows that there is a light. That acorn knows that the pressure can't hold it. That acorn knows that beyond the darkness, there's a light. And so that acorn the programming starts to work. And that acorn starts to build a shoot. And that shoot defies the pressure because it knows that there's light on the other side. That shoot gets bigger and stronger. That shoot breaks through, and it breaks through. And before you know it, there's a mighty oak where an acorn was buried. So what we do tonight is we admire a mighty oak. The journey from acorn to mighty oak was a journey of God's grace, God's glory, and God's unfolding within her. We honor that and we celebrate that. For what we see in her, she teaches is in all of us. No matter how far underground we've been, no matter how dark it may have seemed, no matter the pressure, encoded in all of us is a mighty oak. And she is one who brings out the mighty, the righteous, the glorious, and the godness and the goodness in all of us. So her mighty oak is one we treasure, and her mighty oak calls us to our own. So with that, I'd like to open us in prayer. So join with me in an attitude of prayer, praying with everything you are and everything you have. Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, our Creator, source of light, source of love, source of grace, source of wisdom, and source of power. We call you forth, never having had you in the background. We call you forth, knowing that you are the primary driving force in our lives. We call you forth, knowing of your infinite supply that speaks to us throughout the day, and that we are always aligned. We don't have to get your attention. We already have it. We have to turn our attention to you, God. And so we do right here and now. We feel your power. We feel your grace as your holy and beloved children. So what we come together for tonight, oh God, is to celebrate your grace made manifest in Reverend Valerie Love. We celebrate the mighty oak that she is. We celebrate the divine encoding to which she said yes. We celebrate how she has birthed so many other seeds of light, and we celebrate the collective brilliance that she has anchored on this planet. So we know that this took a great deal of courage and a great deal of faith to break through the darkness. So we invoke that courage and faith in all of us right now as we walk this path. We affirm continued blessings on Reverend Valerie. We affirm continued growth, continued success, continued joy, continued unfolding, continued expansion, and continued light. And for this, we are thankful, for we know that this is only the beginning, for every day is a new beginning. We know that the glory and grace that lives within her is the unlimited grace and glory of you. And we know that it will continue to pour forward in full measure. It will continue to nurture the other seeds. It will continue to shine brightly as an example for all. And it will continue to be the mighty oak you encoded in her and all of us. So for this, we thank you. We thank you for her presence. We thank you for her leadership. We thank you for her guidance. We thank you for her wisdom. We thank you for her insights. I personally am still blessed by her book, God is in Love with You. So may we all remember that you are in love with us. And as we celebrate your love, its shining example is Reverend Val. So for this, we are thankful now and forevermore. Amen.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful prayer. Can everyone come off mute and celebrate? Oh my goodness, Reverend Jim, you blessed us.
Yes, thank you.
It's okay to come off mute. It's okay, family. It's okay.
Yes.
Celebrate. It's noise is allowed. It's a
Yes.
celebration.
Thank you.
It's
All
amazing.
praises.
Amen.
Oh my goodness, Reverend Jim, thank you so much because you are such a big part of my journey. And I thought I wasn't going to cry tonight, but I probably will. It's all good. So thank you, Reverend Jim, for being here. Thank you for your shining countenance, for all of your wisdom, for the light you anchor on this planet. We don't always tell you, yet we see you. And we're different because of you. So thank you for that. Thank you. Yes.
So grateful to you and so proud of you.
And Reverend Jim, you got us through all of those wonderful classes at Intervisions. Woo, Reverend Jim wasn't too hard on us like Mama was. Woo, Mama came with the she came with the fire. Reverend Jim was like, you're gonna get there and we're gonna laugh and smile along the way. So all of our Intervisions teachers had just different ways of bringing out the genius and the love in us. And so your heart print is on me forever. So thank you, Reverend Jim. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as we move along, I know that Reverend Jim, I know that you may have some things to take care of tonight, and I know that you may also have, are you preaching tomorrow morning? Are you doing service tomorrow morning? Of course, so you can't hang out too late with us. So at any time, we understand if you need to drop off, go right ahead. And we know that you opened us with love, and we are anchored in that love. Now, next, I get to honor my mother, my spiritual mother. I'm going to get a napkin from my face. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So we're going to honor Mama Ia, and I don't see Mama Ia in the Zoom yet. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give you a word about Mama Ia, because we also have an award going to her that'll be shipped to her. Reverend Dr. Yana Van Sant, who is my spiritual mother and who is the reason that I do what I do. She is the reason that I do what I do, how I do it. Because 4 years of Intervisions shaped me into being a minister of spiritual consciousness. And sometimes we went kicking and screaming, and sometimes we came along willingly, and sometimes We just got a foot up our behind, literally. Reverend Lynn can tell you, my sister, who you're going to hear from in a moment. And Mama Ia, she don't let nobody fall by the side. She will get you there. She will get you all the way there. And she will ground us and root us in the laws and the principles that are what I stand on in this ministry and what everyone in this ministry has heard from me because of the work that I did at Intervisions, because of my spiritual mother, Reverend Dr. Yana Van Sant. So Mama Ia, I'm going to turn it over to you before I cry like a baby.
What am I supposed to say? Good evening, everybody. So good to be here. So proud of you, Lady Valerie. So proud of how you have walked this vision out, how you have committed to this vision, how you have committed to your gifts, how you have committed to service. So wonderful. I remember, can I tell them what I told you?
Yes, Mama, you can tell all my secrets.
I remember there was a time, believe it or not, I know this will be really hard to believe, that Reverend Valerie was really kind of afraid of her gifts. And so she wanted to try to convince herself that they didn't exist. Because I wasn't convinced. So sometimes, you have to kind of shock people. It's like you got to throw cold water in their face. I said to her one day, I said, you know what? You are a witch. And you just need to stop playing around and go on and be a witch. Now, my understanding of witch is not someone with a pointed hat that flies around on a broom. My understanding of a witch is a feminine energy that transforms, a female or feminine energy that can transform. She's an alchemist. If she were a male, she'd be called the magician. But because the world is so afraid of feminine power, they make it bad and wrong. And she was acting afraid of her power. So I said, you're just a witch. Just go on and be a witch. And she said, well, what does that mean? That's for you to find out. But I'm not saying you're a witch like it's a bad thing. Go on and be a witch, And so to see you step into that power and to see you step into your truth and to remain consistent in it. Because a lot of times we step in and then we get nervous when we don't get the support or the encouragement that we want. And we start shifting it around. So congratulations, 20 years has gone real fast, right? Oh my God. I said, hey, Reverend Jim. I still love you. You act like you don't love me no more. So
I love you forever.
I know. I can hardly wait to see the good that's going to come out of your next 20 years. Because now you sit in a place of majesty and experience and love. Valerie Love. Even I wasn't bold enough to take that on. So, I'm always here. You can always come home and just keep growing and sharing and loving. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Mama. I have a question for you. What would you say to anyone here who's thinking of living their purpose and stepping into the vision, but they're afraid, like I was, like so many of us? Do you have a good word for us?
Well, today was the launch of Awakening 1 Million, which has been my spiritual assignment since 2017. I started this program in 2017 to awaken 1 million people to the truth of their being. In a deeper way, you went through Intervisions, but people today are not as willing to make that depth of commitment, because of microwave rice and TikTok. People stuff real quick nowadays. You walk that thing all the way out. So to get people to come into a class, imagine, I grew up getting up at 5:30 in the morning and brush your teeth to get to church Sunday morning by 9 o'clock for Sunday school. Then you do Sunday school at 10:30. Then you drink your grape Kool-Aid with the lemons in it in the basement. Then you go upstairs and go to worship service, which was from like 10 to, I don't know, noon. And then you have devotion. Now it's 1 o'clock, you're starving to death, and then church starts. But now people get up, swing their feet to the side of the bed, and they in church, bedside Baptist. So the level of discipline that is required and the level of commitment and devotion that is required to walking fully into your power, people today, particularly young people, don't have the fortitude to do it. So what happens to those of us who have gifts, who are called to lead, we want to run faster than our angels can fly. We want to get it done real quick, and we want many, many people. I started Inner Visions in 1988 with 4 people. 4 people. And it was me and them 4 people till probably around 90. And then it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. So what I would say to you, and first of all, is to be 1 in a million to awaken. The first thing is you deepen your spiritual practice. The deeper your practice, the easier to walk. Because your gifts are not developed in the work that you do in the world. Your gifts are developed inside of you so that you can have a bigger role in the world. So deepen your spiritual practice. And then you don't have to worry about being afraid or not good enough, because your higher self, God, source creator, the Holy Spirit, is going to tell you how to move. If we are aligned with God, if we are aligned at the highest frequency, if we are aligned in the light, you'll be guided. There's nothing to be afraid of. And don't get caught up into the social media world that you got to have, 750 followers. Awakening 1 million is the mission that I was given. I've been midwifing this thing since 2017. That's 8 years. 8 years. Just nurturing it within so that when it's born, everything is in place. The nose is in place. The ears are in place. The heart is, because when you're birthing a ministry or a project or a work or a book, you want everything in place. And that has to happen in the womb before you can take it out into the world. Too many of us put it on paper and then we go market it. We ain't in that space no more. And the world needs you. The world needs beings of light, people of light. And don't think because you don't have 1 million followers or you're not on YouTube, that your work in the office, wherever you work, in your community, in your family. Let your family be your first ministry. Who can you teach there? Who can you love there? Who can you inspire there? Who can you help there? And the other thing, if you're teachers and leaders and ministers, stop doing it for people. Create the space for them to do it for themselves. One of my greatest lessons was stop going down and scooping people up, but to stand up and call them higher. That's what time we in. Stop running around, dragging alongside the gutter, hitting people. Rise up in your light, in your strength, in your power, in your speaking. Don't be afraid of 4 people being there, or 6, or 2, or 10. Rise up and pull them up. Otherwise, you spend your whole ministry, your whole time lifting people and carrying them. And then when they get their back straight, they walk away. Grow them up, call them up. And don't think people walking away or not showing up or not. has anything to do with you. Who is supposed to, you're supposed to teach and serve and minister to? God already knows. But are you in place to receive that? So that's what I would say. Deepen your spiritual practice. That's number one. Ask. You're just the vessel, the vehicle. It was another hard lesson I had to learn. You know, that it's not by my force, my strength, my might, my brilliance, it's the ripples of God that come through me that attract those that God would have swim in my pool. Everybody can't swim in your pool. Some people want to get in your pool with their shoes on and all manner of craziness. God will send you to people who are supposed to swim in your pool. They're already there. Yeah. You just, when you are shining. And I know right now in the world, it looks like everything is falling apart. It looks like we're lost. It looks like, you know, and I am so excited about what I see happening because something's about to be reborn. You know, we've been co-opted into accommodating the dysfunction. We've been co-opted. We know this thing ain't working. We know it. But because we're comfortable and because we can, you know, get online and order something at 2 o'clock and it's on your porch at 6, we're comfortable. Let's be willing to be uncomfortable. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? To rise to a higher level, whatever that is? Are you willing to give up some things in order to get in alignment with what's happening right now? This is beautiful, what's going on in the world. If you know who your source is, if you know your source and you're following divine direction, all of this stuff, yes, it's hard and we don't like it. And, you know, I get at least 10 calls a day with somebody's hair on fire. Oh, I lost my job. I told somebody yesterday in the scream, okay, I got my letter. I lost my job. I said, great. Now you get to create what it is you truly want. Because you remember, I'm one of the people that you always call to complain about the job. Yeah, I'm so glad you're gone. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Why you need a JOB if you got a GOD? Why? You don't need a job. Now you need an assignment. Where's your next assignment? And are you going to do it thoroughly with excellence? That's where we got to be. Come on out. Come on out of the shadows. We got a lot of offerings and things that you can work with. Come on over to awakening1million.org. Pick up prayers. There are processes on there, because part of the challenge that I've seen in the world, and just something for you as leaders and teachers and ministers to consider, people want to do the work, but very often they don't know where to start. So they'll go buy a book or they'll go take a class, and then they don't know how to embody it in their day-to-day life. So one of the things that I have created or been guided to create is day-to-day. Here's, you can hit 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, until you get it, you know, until you get really solid in it. Then you can go off, because taking workshops and rubbing crystals on your head, it's not going to help you if you can't embody it, you know. Write that down. Embodiment. That's what this is about. Ignite it in your being. Activate it in your behavior, and then embody it so that you're living it, whatever it is. Your prayers, your vision, your mission, your intention, your gifts, your talents. Ignite it, activate it, embody it. Did I answer the question? Probably more than you wanted me.
Yes, Mama, you killed it as always. Everybody better unmute. and celebrate my mama in spirit
That
and
was
a mother of
incredible.
many of
Thank you, Mama
Amen.
Mia.
So much for sharing.
Yes.
Amen. Ashe.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
You love
Shay.
you, Amen.
to
Appreciate
all your
you.
grandchildren. These
that
are all your
out.
grandchildren.
Yes.
Beautiful.
My spiritual mama.
Yes.
My grandchildren, okay.
All your grandchildren, because they're my children. They your
That is
grandchildren.
What a
so,
lineage. What a lineage.
Beautiful.
so beautiful. Yeah,
You got
That's
good.
many
beautiful.
grandchildren all over the world. So
I know,
thank
and 11 of my blood.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much for being here. We got an award coming to you. So I know that just everything that you've poured into me over the years, and it has been it. I don't really have the words. I know
Good,
that. Yeah.
because that would be limiting God.
Yes.
You know, when people talk about the woman with the alabaster jar,
Mm.
they talk about the woman, they don't talk about the jar. I'm just the jar.
Mm.
I'm just a jar, and I'm okay when people look over me. Yeah, have you ever noticed that? They always talk about the woman with the jar. They never say anything about the jar. And it was the jar that had the blessing.
But Mama, what is the jar? What is the jar about? Now you got us in there. Now you got us. What's the jar?
Jar is the thing from which it flows. For most of us, the jar is our heart. The jar is, the oil came out of the jar. The blessing is in the jar. They talk about the woman. They don't talk about the jar, the container. So what we want to be is a container for spirit. And we want to be the thing that spirit pours through. One of the things I'm just, forgive me, I'm just hearing now, that I encourage us to investigate for ourselves. Learn how to be parented. So many of us grew up parenting ourselves on our own, doing it our way. That even in our relationship with God's source creator, spirit, we want to do it our way. We don't know how to truly be parented. We don't know how to really listen for the direction. We'll hear no or stop or wait, or sometimes we don't even ask because our experience of being parented was so harsh or dysfunctional or inconsistent or whatever. So now in the 21st century, when the light is on and God is really gathering his children, her children, when the mother is calling all of us to her breast to be nurtured and nourished, we don't know how to be parented, how to really be obedient, how to really be present. How many of us can boast of an intimate relationship with our parents? Intimate. Into me see. We were too busy hiding stuff from mama and daddy. So one of our lessons is to learn how to be parented, to be the container, to be the alabaster jar that God can pour into. And then the blessings fall from you onto others. So that was just a thought that passed my brain.
Yes, I can do that. I say yes to that. Anyone else say yes to that? Say yes to that. Yes.
I say yes.
Say yes to that.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yes.
now that you say yes, make your yes strong. Don't have a wobbling yes. A yes that does like this. You say yes, and then you start to worry and doubt and fear. No, no, no. Don't give your yes if it's not solid, if it's not ignited, activated, and embodied. Because your yes is created the same way your no is, but your yes is created. Don't give a wobbling yes. If your yes is still in Pampers, then don't give it away. You need to either be going commando with your yes, or at least have a thong on. You know, when you have a thong on, you walk a little different. Don't have your drawers hanging down when you give your yes, okay? Build your strong yes, meaning whatever you give your yes to, be committed to it, embodied in it, have integrity with it. And if you can't give your yes, then let me get back to you on that. I need a minute. Don't be afraid of losing because you don't say yes immediately. Your yes is wobbling. Okay, that's what time we're living in. Because the light is on. The light is on. Our job is to up our wattage. Up your wattage. Yeah, if you at 60, get yourself to 75. If you at 75, get to 90. If you at 90, become a three-way bulb. So you get to choose 50, 100, or 150. Up your wattage. Okay?
I love you, Mama. Everybody send love to our beautiful mother.
Love you,
We
Reverend.
love you. Love you.
God bless you, Mama Tia.
Shay,
Mama
thank you
Ia.
so much.
So much.
Love you, Ashe.
Phenomenal.
Blessings, blessings,
Blessing.
blessings. Oh my goodness. Okay,
I was
so
going to say, are y'all having cake? But no, okay, bye.
no, we don't have any cake, but your award is coming in the mail. But no, we don't have any cake. We don't have no Zoom cake. We need to get somebody invent that, please. Zoom cake and Zoom champagne. Somebody invent that, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we are going to go to my sister, the one who was like this with me through 4 years of interventions with our beautiful mother that you just heard from. The one and only who has 5 ordinations, one from Reverend Dr. said in interventions, and one from TD Jakes. She's holy, 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 and she's now an apostle. Will the church say amen and give it up for my sister, Reverend Lynn Ingitchiaza Lynn Horton? Reverend Lynette, come on, Ingitchiaza. Oh, talk to the people, Reverend Lynn. I don't call you Reverend Lynn. I call her pastor. I call her Ingitchiaza. I call her sis. I call her a lot of things. But y'all get to what you want the people to call you. Apostle Lynn, Rev, what you want them to call you? Unmute. We don't hear you. Unmute. I'm okay. Let me ask to unmute.
Yeah.
Oh,
There she is.
Man, I was
Liz,
pushing
come on, that's my
everything.
sister right there. Look, she could blackmail me because she know all my dirty secrets. She know all my dirty laundry.
Believe it.
She could blackmail me.
Believe it. Believe it. You know, first let me say 20 years. Val Love, 20 years. Oh, I'm so crazy about you. I'm so in love with you. I am. I don't know if Mama's still on. Mama, I love you. God bless you. I'm so happy for Intervisions. Thank you, Reverend Jim, for being my teacher and loving on us. Hi, Max. Good to see you, my friend. God bless you,
Look,
Max.
Max is all the way over in Italy.
I know in Italy. I
all
saw.
the way in Italy. Okay.
What a blessing. God bless you, Reverend Tanya, my masseur. Oh my goodness, I love you. I could go into conversations about you. Yeah, I know where the bones are. I remember the bones. But
You know where all the bodies are buried. You know where all the bodies are
I
buried.
know where they are. I do. And you know, I'm glad because we buried them together. We were there together. So let me just go all the way back to the beginning because we were in this group together, and I was not understanding because I did not sign up for Intervisions. I signed up to go to a
Wait a
1
minute,
week.
you're not going back to that moment, are you? You going back there?
Wait, I got to. Because this is where the divinity shows up. I called Mama Masi. And I says I didn't get my information about the 1 week retreat. She says, beloved, you signed up for the institute. I said, I know I didn't, but I did. She said, and you paid for it you paid for it the whole year up front. And I met this incredible woman, and we would just kind of gather all together, and we became fast friends. And we would spend time at each other's house. And I don't know if our beloved Sarai is on, but
You know,
Sarai
Soraya's here.
had
The card theft.
oh
You know she's here, and God, you know they're going. You know
yeah
they're going to tell
she,
you dirty
I was
laundry.
not
Yes,
I was
Right?
not
I'm
going to
You
here.
talk
know they're
You
going
about
to talk.
always
hi my
have to bring
beautiful
up that
yeah
moment.
I was not going to talk about the actual car theft. I wasn't. I was just going to say how much we love you. And so
My daughter was a different person back then. She was like, what, 15, 16, something like that.
she was
It
just
was
a
a different
girl.
thing.
This was like 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, it was a very long time ago. She's a
Just
It was,
beautiful
wipe
woman now with her children and everything. She's beautiful.
please.
and so we all kind of gathered around the table. And while our intentions were really to touch her, I think we all grew that day. I think we became sisters that day. And each of us took turns talking about what had happened and what could have happened and what we're going to do different. And I remember saying, you have to stand up. And we made sure that she stood the whole time. She was just ingesting this knowledge, ingesting the power of our womanness, the power of us making her understand how much we loved her and didn't want anything to happen to her. As I go on a little further, because I still use those techniques when it comes to correcting and directing and protecting our young girls, our brothers too, but specifically the young ladies. And sometime further, we all had to create a intention statement. And I was just having the worst time, the most challenging time creating mine. And it is my heartfelt intention to create a life of joyful freedom as I create a worldwide ministry, preaching a message of love and hope to all people. And I knew that the international aspect of my ministry had to happen. And Val, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember, you collected $850 in our sister line and our brother and paid for my trip. Do you remember that?
Wait a minute, where were you going?
I was going to Guyana.
Oh, wow, my goodness, you reminded me. I
Yeah, so
remember
we
that. Sis,
she
we have done so much that I did not remember that. Oh my goodness, yes.
yeah. And Reverend Jim, I would have these horrible headaches. And this particular day, I said I can't go to intervisions. And all I know is I was lying in my bed and the curtains were drawn, I was butt bald naked, and my son ran upstairs and said, all these ladies in white are coming in the front door. They didn't even bother to rep the door. They didn't knock, they did nothing. They just came in. He says, Mommy, they're coming up the stairs.
Here come all your sisters. We like, where's she at? Where's she at?
And they all showed up at my house. And they were standing in my room, Sharon, Reverend Tanya, they were standing in my room singing Amazing Grace. The thing that I loved about it, and this is one of the things that I adore about Reverend Valerie, is that she could mold into whomever she was around without denying who she was. And we all learned that day how to go and gather those ones who feel too weak to go on their own. That day changed me. That day made me know that I was okay to be butt bald naked and to get up and to show up, because we all showed up that day. We showed up because I had to show up and we had to go back to intervisions. I don't know what classes we missed. I don't know what we did, but what ended up happening, the fact that we were all there together, it changed everything. And what I've learned over the course of years, Val, is that the sacred yes can look so many different ways. And I knew in my heart, having been preaching all of my life, I knew that there was a call to go to the places where people weren't learning, they were rehearsing. People weren't healing, they were singing and they were stomping and they were shouting. And I mean, no disrespect, that's what was happening. And Reverend Jim, I had a responsibility to go and teach the congregation principle and skills and breath and meditation. And I spoke it in a language they understood, but I also introduced them to new languages. And so I didn't know that I was going to have as many ordinations. I didn't know that I was ever going to be an apostle. I simply wanted to be a servant, and I am. And I think, Val, we did it together. And I remember when those monkeys chased you. Remember when the monkeys chased you? And
Sis, oh
all
my
you had to
goodness.
do was throw down the nuts. That's
Down
all.
the
But
nuts and the
she
peanuts
wanted
and
her nut,
chicken. Oh my goodness.
and
Do you
she's in
remember
Africa.
that you kept my shoes?
I was gonna tell you that.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna. So she stayed at my house, which always she would stay at my house. Sometimes there would be 10 people in my house.
Oh yeah, we'd be piled in. Yes, for sure. And move
And
over. Move over.
yeah, and
I'm laying here. Yeah, that's how we
we
roll.
had a bed. I just moved in, a bed, and I had two air mattresses. And then people were sleeping in the prayer room. People were sleeping in downstairs, and
You know how much
it
I
was
love
the.
sleeping in your prayer room. You
I
know.
know, I know, you still do, and you're still welcome to anytime. And this particular day, you were on your way, and I don't know, you stayed at my house on your way to Africa, but you left your shoes. And I knew that I was responsible, if there is a such thing, as being your intercessor. And I placed your shoes on the altar. That every day I prayed that your steps would be divine. And I kept your shoes on the altar for as many days as you were out of this country. And every day I laid hands on them so that you would be directed and protected and corrected and injected into the call that Holy Spirit had for you to be and to do. And I was so blessed to serve. And I'll say this, and I want to tell you that your love has always been unlimited. And I can't begin to imagine to describe how it goes beyond what it is now. It is simply unlimited. It's activated. It's embodied in skills and principles and joy and love, and I learned something, how when people don't understand who you are, you get to choose. You get to choose to support them in understanding, or you get to release the expectations and simply move on. And I had to release some things. to become what I became. I had to release some people. No disrespect. I'm still here for them. But I had to release the expectation that they would understand because I had to be and do what God had called me to be and to do. And I too gave a sacred yes. I too um, gave honor and continue to. The blessing that God has given me, Val, that you and I have not had the privilege of speaking about in depth, but I have now a business called Lend a Hand. And Lend a Hand is supporting people who have gotten stuck in sexual trauma because we're going to move that energy out. I guess that makes me a witch too, huh? We're going to move that energy
Why
out.
not? Come on and now chemicalize the energy. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get it out because people are so stuck in the belief that this is my fate and this is where I belong and this is how I'm going to be here and I may never get better. I may never do better. I don't know. But we're watching things shift and we're watching people's lives change. And I am so honored to have watched you do it. I'm so honored to call you my sister. I am so in love with you. I am. I'm so proud that you are the genius that you are. I am so proud that you took the oath and you drank the freaking Kool-Aid. I am so delighted. And I'll say this finally. Thank you for your courage for 20 years. Thank you for the courage to walk with me when we went to that nightclub that night and I was dressed like Mother Hunch.
Please don't get us started on Mother Hunch. Oh my goodness. You came to the event as Mother Hunch and people were like, we should help that old lady. I was like, that's my sister. She ain't no old lady.
And do
Oh,
you remember when Mama let us go to the nightclub during class?
yes,
I,
yes,
I, I had
yes.
never been to a nightclub before,
Oh,
and
it is. Because you
Mother
were a
Hunches,
church girl, so
I was
you was
just
a
a
very
church
good
girl.
church girl. So
I
yeah,
don't, yeah, I started preaching at age 14.
that's
And
right. You were a
so,
very good church girl. You
yeah,
didn't
very
break the
good church
rules.
girl.
Yeah,
I know I did not. I did not. And when I started breaking rules, it became easier, you know. I kind of liked it. The one time I got pregnant, but anyway, I digress. Let me keep it moving.
look, when you did break the rules, you went all the way. That's what I say. Go for it. Don't half step breaking the rules.
He's 30 years old now, Val, and he still loves popsicles. And so I'm sure you would appreciate that.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, but we had such a good time. And you know, I have been given the honor and the privilege to now return to Intervisions. And I teach there now. And I get to pour the love onto the students like they poured onto us. I get to describe Reverend Jim, the scriptures from an illuminated place that make people want to see themselves differently. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
saints. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So, congratulations on 20 years. Congratulations on 21 and 22 and 27 and 40 and 90 and 2000. However many lifetimes you will be who God called you to be. Thank you for this great honor and this great privilege. Thank you for knowing me and seeing me and loving me and honoring me and participating in life with me. It has been my greatest love and pleasure to have spent such an incredible time becoming who we became together. God bless you, KAISI. God bless you.
My sister, forever and ever, you are just a light and you just have a special place where you sit inside of
Yeah.
just a spot. That's the Ingitiasa spot. When we got our
Yeah.
sacred names, we were like, well, you would get the sacred name with 50 million consonants. Like, what does that main name mean?
That was funny. I remember.
What is your sacred name? Ingitia. Could you tell the people what your sacred name is and what it means?
It's, I love saying my whole name. It's Lynette Vanessa in Kichiaza Lynn Horton. And in Kichiaza is God has given me a powerful blessing and a powerful gift. A powerful gift.
Amen. Amen. And now Apostle Lynn. So it just continues to expand and elevate with when you're
Yeah.
working with the universal source of all love, wisdom, and power,
Yeah.
it just keeps
Thank
expanding.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, my goodness. And I still have that student who wants to meet you. So we've got to make that happen. If we can meet on Zoom one day, she says, I have got to say hello to Reverend Valerie Love.
It's a
Yeah.
yes. It's a yes. It's a yes. And you know I'll be buying a visions to visit soon. You know I'll be by to visit soon.
Please, please do. Please, please,
You
please
know I
do.
love coming home.
And
Love coming home.
you must, you must. And listen, and if you're on a Sunday, please don't forget the people's hope. You must.
Horace, you know, I'm
Always you're
in
welcome.
church and I love your church, the People's Hope. So tell the people
Thank you.
what your website is. So everybody remember awakening1billion.org from our spiritual mother, and tell all the people what your website is as well.
Oh yeah, Linehan, LYNN, hand, HAND, .com and .org. And jot a note, speak to somebody in there and put a message in so somebody will see that says we're going to get through this. We won't stay stuck in it. And God bless you. God bless you. Valerie, I'm gonna log off and then log back on. I'm still at Mama's house, and so
Oh yeah,
I've got
Mama's
to.
house. Okay, y'all go ahead and take care of what you got to take care of. You said hi to the people and you blessed us with your presence because your
Yeah,
presence is a blessing. My sister.
it's my honor again and forever and forever. And let's talk soon.
Okay, all right, we'll talk this week. Love
Okay,
you.
love you forever. Be blessed, everybody. It's been my pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Everybody say bye to my sister. See ya. And thank my sister. Hey.
Apostle Lynn.
Yes. Okay, so let me look at our who is next? Is Max next? Is Max next on our schedule?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. The one and only. The one and only. He is in right now in Italy with his husband. Is Keith there too? Of course he's there. I know he's
Yeah.
yeah. Are y'all at the villa? Or y'all no,
Yeah.
y'all at the villa. Max Tucci, restaurateur, an absolute light, an absolute incredible presence in my life, reached out to me. Oh my goodness, Max, that had to be over 10, 12, 15 years ago. And the second I heard his voice, I was like, yes. Like Max is a yes, and we'll be together like on Miami Beach. We'll be together in New York at one of his condos. We'll be together in what just wherever we are. It's always magic with Max. And Max blessed me with my beautiful birthday year before last at a restaurant for his family's restaurant, just blessed me there. And then I got to go to one of his restaurants. So first he blessed us at Delmonico's. And first of all, Max bought Harmony. Did Max not bring the biggest baked Alaska for my birthday that I had ever seen in my life? I never even knew that a baked Alaska like that existed. That's Max. That is Max. And then I went to his restaurant, Tucci in New York. So y'all better go to Delmonico's and Tucci's in New York. That was exquisite. Chef's kiss. Everyone from across the pond Please give it up for my incredible friend, Max Tucci.
How you loving? How you
How you
loving?
loving? By the way, I got that from Max. Max said that one day, how you loving? I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. He was like, you can have it, darling. I was like, thank you.
How you loving? How you loving, Val? I love you so much. You know, it's what time? An illusion, 3 o'clock in the morning or something here. And I said, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute. I was in Vienna this morning and I got back to the villa. I said, let me lay down for a minute. And Spirit woke me up at 2:02 a.m., which was perfect. So what that means is that where we are right now is exactly where we're supposed to be. And that's in the space of honoring your majesty, your light, your love, your beauty, your radiance, your teachings. Phenomenal woman you are. And I'm so grateful to be in this space right now with all these beautiful people. And collectively, we're here because we see you, we hear you, and you matter. You know, and like my grandfather, as you know, you've woven your love through the mortar of this house. You've been here, you stayed here. My home is your home. And when I think of my ancestors, I think of my grandfather who said, all are welcomed at my table. And that assignment you took because you welcome all, not only to your table, but to your heart space, to the place where you love unconditionally. And I remember when I first called you, I was in Florida and I was driving over a bridge, not far from my home there, which you've been to. And there was a lighthouse. And I hear your voice on your voicemail because I had left you a message. And I'm watching this lighthouse. And now in retrospect, knowing you are a light onto the path of so many. You brighten our path. You illuminate our path. But not only our path, our lives. When they say this little light of mine, they weren't talking about you because you're a lighthouse. You have a big light. And we've got to up the wattages, right? You've upped the wattage. 20 years, there's that song from Rent, 525,600 minutes. That's 1 year. So let's times that by 20, and you've got over 10 million minutes of illusion. Oh, the joy
Like
of
we always say, right, Max? Time is an illusion.
the illusion of time, but the majesty of love. And so, you know, my ancestors, as you know, are a huge place in my heart, in my path. They've paved a yellow brick road that I had a choice to either march down or continue, and I chose to march down and continue. So sometimes in life, when the choices look like they're one or the other, they could be both, and or then some. And what I love about Val, you know, we've done many shows together on Max and Friends. And I call you with Ash Ruiz or Gordana Bernard, who's part of the Oprah Super Soul 100 team. And we've had discussions where we have gone down this path, down that yellow brick road of inspiring and teaching and lifting up so many listeners over the years. And you've continued to do the work. And what I admire about you is the ability to stay committed, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what beach you're on, no matter what country you're in, no matter where you are, you take the time to stay committed. Committed to sharing yourself, your wisdom, your thoughts, your words, your voice, your love. And I love that your name is Love because you are the essence of love. There's no, talk about the jar. You are the essence in the jar. And when we open it, we get to surround ourselves with that essence. You're a perfume. You're a gift. And so when I had the message from the beautiful Harmony, it said, we're doing something for Val. Are you going to be there? I said, I'm already there. And just moments before, when we were on this chat, my cell phone died. And then I couldn't remember the password to my computer. And so that reminded me to be still and know, and not to be influenced by anyone speaking before, so that I could be authentic to speaking now about how much I love you and how much you mean to me and how much you mean to this house that I'm in. Since you've been here in this home, the energy has shifted in a way that is indescribable. And to articulate it would only minimize what you've done here. I can feel your presence still in this house. And what I know about so many of us is that even though you might not be next to us, we can still feel your presence around us. You're eternal. For the soul, there's neither birth nor death, the eternal and everlasting. So I know that we get to play together in this playground. And when we're no longer here, we're going to play even more because we're everlasting. And that's what you embody. You embody that fragrance of everlasting. And literally, when I sit in this space, I was up in your favorite little place, up on top in the piano loft, looking over the olives. And I could feel you here. I could feel you here. So whatever you've done when you were in this house, it's still tangible. And that's an expression and a definition of who you are, is tangible. So many people we can't feel in life, but we feel you. You know, I love to say, I hear you, I see you, you matter. But I feel you. I feel you within my heart. I feel you within my home. I feel you that no matter where you've come to in my life, you're there. And I remember calling you one time and I was all boohoo crying. I was in Colorado. And you were like, okay, like, enjoy the flow. And you remind me personally to enjoy the flow of love, to enjoy the flow of laughter, to enjoy the flow of friendship, to enjoy the flow of eating, because I know you love to eat. And there are moments in New York, I was going to ring the bell for the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ or one of those, and there was a Rosetta Bakery. Now, for all of you who don't know Rosetta Bakery, if you want to find something to give Valerie Love, just go down to one of the Rosetta Bakeries and send her a gift card. Because we ate our way through a Rosetta Bakery. And then
Me and Max will handle Rosetta Bakery, okay? Max is like, oh, you have to try that one. Oh, you have to get that one too. I'm like, oh my goodness. I think I just went to heaven without the inconvenience of dying.
You did. But you know, and that's the beauty, is that in this life, we have a cornucopia of everything. And that's what that moment of Rosetta meant to me, because there was such an abundance of everything. And we were able to enjoy all of it. We didn't stop. And that, again, brings me back to you. You are this cornucopia of so many blessings that we get to pick from, that we get to enjoy, that we get to eat, that we get to drink, that we get to love. And to say your name without saying love is impossible, because you are the embodiment of love. And again, when it goes back to that first call, when I called you, you said yes. And like Mama just said, that yes, it wasn't a wobbly yes. You said yes to coming on my show. And I've been on air 17 years on Max and Friends. And I remember at the beginning, when today we have podcasts, then it was called internet radio, right? And I was on a site, I was on a network called BBS Talk Radio, and nobody would come on the show. I would call publicists and they'd be like, I'm sorry, what is internet radio? I'm like, it's the wave of the future. It's going to be we didn't even know the word podcasting yet. And they said no. But what I've learned in those beautiful no's, Sherry Salata, who was the executive producer for the Oprah Winfrey Show for 25 years, she wrote a book called The Beautiful No. And the beautiful no leads to the divine yes. And so all of these publicists who were saying no, and we love the saying there's protection and rejection, right? So all of those publicists who said no were only clearing the slate for those that were supposed to say yes. So I thanked, after many years, all those publicists for saying no, because it gave me the platform to have the people that God anointed on my show, like Valerie Love and Ash Ruiz and Gordana Birnad, and over now 2,000 people that I've interviewed over the years. And so to be in this moment right now with you, Valerie Love, means the world to me, because I know that 525,600 minutes times 20 equals an illusion is where you brought us. When we were all born, we all had, I believe, the ability to say who we wanted to play with in this world. And so as a little child growing up at this house, to then one day being able to say to Valerie Love, come and stay here, is not by chance. It's by divine order. And all of us to be in your presence is divine order. We said yes to being your friend because you said yes to opening your heart to loving us. And so I love you beyond measure. I love you beyond measure. And I love you beyond measure. You know, there's so many beautiful songs and poems that have been written around by so many beautiful, wonderful people. I mean, Phenomenal Woman is one that I think of you often, but also there's a song that a young lady sings. Her name is Felisa Latin Soul, which is ancestors. And when she sings about ancestors, she says, guide me, Father, Mother, guide me. And to be able to ask you as a friend, as a mentor, to guide me is what you do every day on your YouTube, is what you do every day when you say yes to this life. You guide us into a place where we can feel authentic because you shatter the illusion of what we were taught, of what we were told to believe, of what we were told is the truth. And then comes along Valerie Love, and you ring that bell so loud that you crack it with the truth. And so I love you for that. I love you for staying committed to your work. I love you for staying committed to your friends, to your family. I know how much you love them so. And thank you for the commitment of being this powerful woman that you are. You paved the way. And I could even be so bold enough to say, let's take it one step forward. You are the way. And I thank you for being the way for all of us here. I love you so much.
Oh, Max. Oh my goodness. I love you. And Max is up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from the gorgeous villa in Tuscany, Italy, that just wraps around me like a hug when I walk through that door. I'm telling you, that villa is so magical, and his ancestors just dance on that land, and the food and just all of it is just magnificent. And we have sat at Max's table many times at his restaurants. And Max is famous. I hope y'all know Max is famous. He been on Tamara. He been on Sherry Show. Max is famous. So I hope y'all appreciate that Max Tucci, the one and only Max Tucci, is in the house tonight. And Max, we love you so much. So we're gonna let you get some sleep.
I love you.
I'm happy that you are. And
I
give
love
a
you.
big hug for me, okay?
I will. And you know, look, in the scheme of fame and celebrity, we're all celebrities on this page right now because we're all celebrated. And tonight tonight this is your Hollywood star because we're here celebrating you. Look, Harmony's like, buy the book, hashtag buy the
That's
book.
right. And buy the book. That's Max Tucci, the Delmonico Way. Where can they buy it? On
Delmonico Way.
Amazon and everywhere else?
Listen, I would love to say that, but it's sold out. We have 10 copies left. It's going into second printing. And now I'm working on the other book. But there's a point to the working on the books and the projects that I do. Seldom, and you know, do I ask people for advice or for mentorship. And I remember when you walked into Delmonico's the first time after it being closed for many years of COVID and the illusion of. And I just remember seeing your face And you were like, look, look. And you reminded me to be still and know. And that's a wrap around back to the beginning of this conversation when the computer died and my phone is plugged over there. It looks like I'm trying to call Taiwan. I've got all these wires coming out of it, trying to figure it out. And again, it's that be still and know. And when I'm in Delmonico's and when I'm in Tucci and I'm with my ancestors, I literally can hear the song, I Shall Not Be Moved. And then I think of my ancestors' toil and work and their love and their commitment. And that's what you do. You have such a love and a commitment to your service, to being a woman of God, of the divine, of source, of all that is. And I'm going to go through some of our shows from back when we first started. I recently heard this podcast or something where it says when we become who we're supposed to be, we sit in our voice. And I love that when I call you, you've sat in your voice. Your voice is so powerful that it doesn't even need a caller ID. When you call and you pick up and you hear your voice, you have settled into that voice. And that voice is one that I know collectively we all appreciate. I know collectively we all honor. I know collectively we all praise. I know collectively we all sing to and love. And collectively we get to say, Valerie Love is a friend. Valerie Love is family. Valerie Love is my reverend. Valerie Love is my sister. Valerie Love is my aunt. Valerie Love is Valerie Love. And so thank you for sitting in your voice, and thank you for standing in your voice and for using it in a way that we are inspired, enlightened, motivated to live better, to do better, to act better, and to take all the bullshit that we learned and knock it upside out our head and think, if we are going to question something, go to Valerie Love's YouTube channel because you probably already found the answer for it on her path. But I love you. I love you so much. And I'm going to stop because I know, listen, being on radio for 25 years, I've been trained to not stop talking because every second counts. Every second costs money. But the blessing is real. The abundance is real. The joy is real. And the love is real. And so I love you for being you. Collectively, I know we all love you. That's why we're all here. And this all worked out. It all worked out for you. I remember, and I'm just going to go there. I remember when you told me about the time that you were thinking about ending it all. And you had that bottle of pills, correct me if I'm wrong. And you had the choice.
I looked in the mirror and I was like, how many pills would it take to just go to sleep and not wake up again? Yeah, that was the question. I wasn't even courageous enough to ask myself, do I want to take myself out? You know, the fear that Mama spoke of earlier. And this was in 1990 because my beautiful daughter that's sitting here was just born. She was a baby. 1990. And when the thought scared me because guess what brought me back from the edge of my kids, because my son was 3 and he was born in 87 and my daughter was a baby. And I was like, who's going to take care of my kids? No, nobody can nurse a baby. I can't do it. That's what I asked myself. Because I was trapped in a prison in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, a religion, a life I didn't make, a life, well, I made it. I just didn't know how I made it. I was suffering. And I just wanted to go to sleep and not wake up. Yeah. You're so great.
Yeah. Well, you know, they say for those who kill themselves, it's not that they want to die. They want the pain to end. You wanted that pain to end. But you know what but means. Forget what I just said. Now listen to what I'm going to say. The but is you said yes to life. And so there's no coincidence that we're all here celebrating you, because in that moment that you had the decision to say, this is over, your children, like Mama said, that were in your womb marinating for months upon months upon months, were the reason why you continued to be and to say no to that moment. Talk about not wobbling in a no and being firm in a yes, because you said yes to life. You know, Alan Watts says, imagine waking up and never going to sleep. And now imagine going to sleep and never waking up. Where are we in all of this? And in that moment when you didn't want to wake up anymore, something shifted in that moment. And something in that moment made you put all those pills down and love even harder. And so in that moment, when you were ready to give it all up, we have to send a fruit basket to that moment. Because that moment is the reason why you still stand today. I believe that for sure. And in that decision and in that moment, when it was ready to end, the beginning started. So take your glory and run and run and run. I raise you up in joy. I raise you up in abundance. I raise you up in love. I raise you up in all that is. And I just continue to pray for you. You know I do. And for your path and just for your protection and just for all of your traveling that you do, that you continue to remain here as long as you want to play here. And so I love you. And I just hope that I can just envision this swirlingness of joy and abundance and love and all that is circling around you and everyone here. So you're a magnet. As much as you're a magnet, you're a giver. And I love you. I love you.
I love you. And thank you so much, Max, for being here tonight, because you're across the pond and it's middle of the night and you said
it's
yes.
First thing in the morning. What are you talking about?
First thing in the morning.
It's how we look at it.
You're getting started early. Starting your day early.
And everyone here, I told them from the Antica Bottega del Pane, from the little store down the street, Simone.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my family down there.
Yes, they all send you love.
Oh.
So I saw them this morning and I said that I was going to be on this tonight. And I said, I know how much you loved coming here. So for those of you who don't know, you don't know. Yeah. But for those of you that know, you know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
And so they all send you love too. So you are getting love from all corners of this world. So I love you.
Oh, love you. Have a beautiful morning, a beautiful day.
Thank you.
And everybody say a thank you to my beautiful, beautiful friend, Max Tucci. Y'all can unmute and say thank you. Love you, Max.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max.
Oh my goodness, how incredible is that?
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh, look, we got some new artwork.
Ooh,
Nice.
lovely.
So when you come here next time, you'll see it. That's my gift to you. You know.
Oh, okay.
If we're giving gifts tonight, that's a gift to you. You know you can come here anytime.
Anytime. The door is open. That said, I got art in my house older than America. I was like, art. I got a piece of art that's older than this whole country.
Look, for those that don't know, you know, when we know better, we do better. But Delmonico's, the restaurant, just to paint the picture, as you know, because Valerie's been there and we're going to celebrate again when we're there. It's older than the Statue of Liberty. It's older than the Brooklyn Bridge. It's older than Grand Central. It's older than public running water in New York. And on April 20th, so that's tomorrow, 1868 was the first time that women were welcome unaccompanied by men to have lunch. Prior to that, women were not allowed to dine unaccompanied without men. So that feminine energy that's in Delmonico's, even though people think it's at Wall Street, it's all masculine, the feminine energy that's in that place is what I love the most about it, because really it was the place where women were welcomed without having to be accompanied by a man. So there's a lot of history in Delmonico's. Harmony, you know, because you read the book and you've done the video. So Valerie, you know, because you've been.
And I ate there. It was amazing.
Yes. And so to bring this full circle, all are welcome to my table at either Tucci Delmonico's. And if you need a reservation or you want to come by and say hi, DM me on Instagram and I'll make sure you get a table. Val, I love you. Ciao. Good night,
Love you,
everyone.
Max.
Good night and good morning. Ciao.
Ciao. Love you. Oh my goodness. I love that. All my friends have me crying tonight. Okay, Harmony, Gaia, who's next in our, is it Tracy or is it Reverend Tanya? Who's next on our,
Reverend Harold.
oh, Catherine Harrell. I don't think Catherine is here. It's her birthday, and this is her birthday weekend. So she says she may or may not be here. So you know what you're
Okay,
gonna.
yes, Reverend Parker.
Reverend Tanya is next. So I have to introduce y'all to Reverend Tanya Parker because I met her way back, way back, way back when we were in metaphysical Tacoma Park Metaphysical Chapel, and just a being of light and peace and presence and love. And Reverend Tanya has always stuck with me, always, always, no matter how long I've been away from Tacoma Park Metaphysical Chapel, no matter how long I've been away from Maryland, Reverend Tanya stayed with me. And now I get to work with Reverend Tanya every day in our health and wellness and what we do. And that is amazing. So Reverend Tanya, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And just thank you for the presence that you are and what you bring, because it's powerful and we feel it.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much for the gift of this celebration of you. I feel like I've gone back to my Baptist roots and we're in spring revival. Does anybody else feel like you've been in revival tonight? I mean, Reverend Jim prayed the paint off the walls. Mama Ia gave a sermon that was like powerful. And, then Reverend Lynn, I mean, I hadn't talked to her in forever. I mean, she was telling all the secrets. I wanted to hear more. And and then Max, you know what? I'm gonna have to go to Delmonico's because I've heard about it and you've been talking about him and all of that. Anyhow, it has been a time and I've been having a good time. And, I've been thinking about you over the years, Reverend Val. First of all, congratulations. Congratulations, 20 years of doing this. This is not for the faint of heart. To step out on your icy, you know what I'm talking about, Sharon? Yes, it is not for the faint of heart, and you have done the darn thing. Now, I was trying to think when I first met you because my brain gets a little fuzzy. I am approaching my 60th year. And as that happens, I just remember impressions and feelings. So I do know that we met at the chapel. It was about 18 or 19 years ago.
Yes,
And
because you
so,
have these beautiful long locks all the way down your back.
yes, yes. Some people don't know about that. They just know the global goddess that I am now, right?
You had a glow up. You had a glow up.
A
Yeah.
glow up. Okay. Thank you, sis. What I do remember is the feeling I had when I saw you, when I was around you. I remembered that you were larger than life, and you still are. It's that beauty, it's that boldness, it's that brilliance. And I think everyone can agree that you are just such a ball of energy. And if you tired, don't go around Reverend Val. Don't think you're going to bed around Reverend Val. You're gonna wake up because she's gonna go zip and she is going to energize you. She has that ability. And so I just knew that this woman, this Libra sister of mine, we just loved each other because that's what Libras do, right? We love the love and the harmony and the beauty and all of that stuff. We're charming. So we just gravitated to each other. And I got the opportunity over the years, Reverend Val, just to witness you as trailblazer. I mean, you were going here, you were going there, doing this, doing that. And it was interesting because I always put you on this pedestal back then. It was like, this is the sister who has this money ministry, right? And let's just say, well, I'm a holistic healer. I have a healing ministry. She has a money ministry, as if they were something different, right? Silly wabbit. Anyhow, I'm so grateful that Spirit spoke to me. It was June 2023. Spirit said, reach out to Reverend Valerie Love and see if she will write the foreword to your book. So for those who don't know, I curated and authored and edited this book, Witch Voices. And I had been really grappling with, well, I really feel I need a forward and who will do it? And I had a few names come up and boom, Spirit spoke, Reverend Valerie Love. So I reached out to Reverend Val. And so I said, it's June, right? June 2023. Reverend Val said yes. She said yes. In November. The book was due to come out in December, winter solstice. Val kind of forgot a little bit and everything. But I held that space for her because I wanted Reverend Valerie Love, my sister, to write the foreword. Not anybody else. All the other people were worthy. They were fine, but Reverend Valerie. And she said yes. And I feel like it was at that time that doors opened for me because just a mere couple months later, that's when I got to really reconnect with you again, thanks to our sister, Coach Cheryl. So good to see you on here, sis. Looking all fine.
Coach Cheryl, all the way in Malaysia. How about that?
Uh-huh. We know it's early for you too, in the morning. So, yeah, so in January 2024, via Coach Cheryl, Reverend Valerie and I connected through the Wellness Club. And so since that time, whew, we've been making up for lost years, y'all. I mean, when I tell you we have masterminds 5 days a week, all right? Last year it was 12 noon. I see you laughing. Gabrielle, this year, Sharon, you joined us, Coach, every day we getting a dose of Reverend Valerie Love. And when I tell you this woman is brilliant, this woman is brilliant. Mama Ia said it best. Yes, you are a witch because you are an alchemist. You take something that is perceived to have lesser value and you're able to transform it into something desirable of higher value. So that's the alchemist that you are. So it's through this mastermind and just sitting at your feet that I came to understand, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that Reverend Val blazed this path for me because unknowingly I had followed in your footsteps. So you're a teacher, I'm a teacher. You're a speaker, I'm a speaker. You're a coach, I'm a coach. You lead destination retreats, well, so do I. You write books, so do I. You curate and edit anthologies, and now so do I. And we both lead witch communities. Now, for people who don't know us, they might look at me and say, is this some black swan or single back black female situation going on here? No, I'm not cray cray. It's just it's just soul sisters coming together. And you have created a beautiful blueprint to allow me to learn from you in so many ways. And so I just give thanks for you and who you are. You know, we hear a lot about Serena and all these other people being the GOAT, right? Greatest of all time. And I got to tell you, I'm into acronyms. It's something my family does, mainly my sister and me, and usually it's reserved for funerals, and we were, create those for folks. But this is not a funeral, but this is where we're giving you flowers. So I have created an acronym for you. So instead of your being the GOAT, which you are, the greatest of all time, I have you as Eagle. Okay? Eagle. So listen up. Thank you for being the demonstration of Eagle, elevating another's greatness with love and empowerment. Elevating another's greatness with love and empowerment. So thank you for being a visionary with an eagle eye who has seen the greatness in me and so many others. I know we got a witness here on this Zoom, right? Thank you for taking me and so many others under the span of your mighty wing to mentor and guide us. Thank you for generously feeding us ideas and inspirations, strategies, nourishing and sustaining us with your warmth, with your wit, with your wisdom. We love to laugh, right? Thank you for embodying the fearless tenacity it takes to fly into the storms of life. Thank you for all of that. And let me be clear, y'all. Let me be clear. This sounds lovey-dovey, right? But Reverend Valerie Love KAISI will push you out that nest in a heartbeat too. and I'm seeing your expression, so you know what you know, what you know, right? So she is not going to allow you to get too comfortable, as Mama Ia was saying. So if she's pushing us as the eaglet out of the nest, it helps to empower us to move past our fear and perceived limitations so that we can flap our wings and soar higher and higher. So, Reverend Val, thank you for all of that. I love you so, so much. And so, as the eagle you are, I'm going to leave you with this eagle blessing. May you always soar like the eagle, because the eagle is our national bird. That means it's our national treasure. So that means you, Reverend Valerie Love, KAISI, you are our national treasure, right? So as eagle, you are elevated by spirit, aligned with your divine assignment, guided by wisdom that sees far and wide, lifted by love that knows no bounds, and empowered to lead, to heal, and to fly high. And I say, Ubuntu, because of you, we are. Because of you, we are. And may we all rise together, just like Mama Ia said. Ashe, Ashe, happy 20 years. And I'm looking forward to witnessing the next 20 plus.
Ashe. Everyone unmute. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh my
Ashe,
God.
thank
Woo!
you. Ashe.
This is the day that we stop using
Powerful.
goat
Love
and we start
you.
using
Love you.
eagle. Yeah. Oh, she
Yes.
is the eagle.
Yes.
Oh, he is the
I
eagle.
love it.
Listen, I love that, Reverend Tanya, and I love you. You just bring something so powerful to this world. And I tell you, when it was time to write that forward, it flowed out. It flowed out, which means you had been holding that space. Just like Mama was speaking of, you're holding that within yourself so that it can birth. And that is extraordinary. Extraordinary. So thank you, my sis. Now let's go get these bags because we are in a money mastermind, okay? Let's go. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, I think next we got Tracy Spivey White, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got to tell you something about Tracy Spivey White. Tracy Spivey White, I met her years and years and years ago at in Maryland. And Tracy Spivey White is from North Kakalaki. She's from North Carolina. And one of her favorite lines is, "You lying on your feet stink." Tracy. Everybody on here that knows Tracy Spivey White, Zaire knows Tracy Spivey White, also known as Tania, because Tania been with us for a donkey years, ever since back in the days of Boost Worldwide. And Tracy, you are my sister, my love. Even when I'm not talking to Tracy on a regular, Tracy is like the ones that you hear in here that are my people that I ask, can y'all say a couple of words? Like, these are my peeps. These are my peeps. So Tracy, thank you so much for being here. And I'm gonna turn it over to you. How you loving, boo?
I'm loving and greetings, everyone. Happy Saturday. Oh my goodness. What a blessing. And now it's just, I was sitting here thinking, because I'm an educator. So I don't know if you guys remember round robin reading, right? When you're waiting for your turn, so you've got to read your script. Well, that's how I felt tonight. I felt like the student waiting for my turn. And I'm thinking, what do you say? What can you say after Max Tucci and Reverend Tanya Parker and, oh my God, Mama Ia and Mother Hunch? What do you say after Mother Hunch? So in full transparency, my camera has been off because I'm in a braiding place getting my hair done and it's unfinished. So I've been off camera. So please forgive me for that. But where else would I be tonight? And just in this place to celebrate my awesome, beautiful sister, the Reverend Valerie KAISI Love. My God, my God. I want to just take us back just a minute. I can come from a very personal space because Valerie took me through some journeys. My goodness, my gracious. And when I tell you, if it were not for you, where would I be? I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, my love for you is deep, good sister. And as everyone has expressed, Valerie is such a connector of people. I know so many people in this space this evening because of the wonderful, incredible Valerie Love. And when I think about her, oftentimes everybody knows the story about Valerie talking about being a Jehovah's Witness, right? If I had met her when she was Jehovah's Witness, I'd be a witness. I'd have gone straight to, I would definitely have
We
gone
would be knocking on doors together,
oh,
huh?
I'd have been at
And
Kingdom
asking.
Hall. I'd have been walking the streets with the little pamphlets, turning people into Jehovah's Witness because I will follow you anywhere. And so many people don't know this, but we have a New York connection too. I'm from Queens, New York. Valerie taunts from being from Harlem, New York. But the minute I heard her voice, it was over the radio. And this is how I met her. She said, I want to give you 4 ways to fire your boss. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds awfully enticing to me. I was like, how do I fire my boss? Well, I'm going to find out. Well, let me tell you, I got a front row seat at her particular event, and my eyes locked with hers immediately. And I don't know if she knew this, But I knew then that we were going to be besties because it was just something about her spirit and her ability, like I said, from probably the time when she was a little child, probably during the time where you were a Jehovah's Witness, and up through now, being a Christian witch, able to connect people in the most meaningful ways. So for this, we are grateful, we're thankful. And your love just extends beyond just the borders of the states. I mean, her love is worldwide. She is Valerie Love worldwide. And I say that with every fiber of my being. You are the most amazing, incredible sister. One of the folks that I hold dear to my heart. When I look on the Zoom tonight and I see the wonderful Christine who you brought into this space. She sung at my school many a day. It's because of you. When I see Ingrid is one of my dear besties. I said, you got to be here tonight. Ingrid's on. It's because of you. You connected us. When I see Starlet and even until this day, when I say happy Wednesday or happy Monday, it's because of Starlet. But that's because of you. You connected us in the most amazing ways. So tonight we honor you. I'm happy to say that I've got a little more than 20 years with you, but let me tell you, every year brings something amazing. Valerie, you are truly a warrior. You are a sister. Like I said, you are a people connector. You are a lover of life, and we honor you. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. And I'm very grateful to you. Love you and love you all for being here to celebrate our sister. God bless.
I love you, Tracy. And just know that Tracy Spivey White was the first Montessori teacher in all of Maryland and DC.
In the Maryland area, the first African-American Montessori principal and the first African-American Montessori teacher. Montessori is dear to me. And you too, of course.
Yes, because Veronica came through Montessori. And an award-winning, she has won awards for being a principal at Montessori schools. And I tell you, those kids love Tracy. I mean, it's insane. Did y'all love your principals? I didn't. I was running from my principal. When you go into Tracy's school, the kids are running toward the principal. No, I was running away from my principals. I still remember one of my principals, Mr. Lomax, and he was scary as hell. And that's how I still remember him. And he was like elementary school. But Tracy, all her kids, they run to her. They love her. And the kids are a big testament. They tell the truth when it comes to people and character, because kids don't just run to anyone, and it's just genuine love. Like, the kids love you. So sis, because they see in you what we see in you. Thank you. And thank you for all those boost retreats and all of the laughter that we did all night long. And then I would wake up in the morning, we would be like, okay, what time we getting up in the morning? We having boost at 7 in the morning. Oh, Rev, can we sleep late?
And guess what? You would always tease me about finding my own little private suite. Girl, I'm still searching for private suites until this day.
Zaire can tell you, Tania can tell you, and Christina can tell you, Miss Amira, that we would be all piled in a house for a retreat, 25 of us piled into either my house on the Eastern Shore or Catherine Harold's house in New Jersey or JT's house down in Maryland. And somehow Tracy would have like this beautiful like air bed, the blankets, like a tent. It was like, where's Tracy? Oh, she's over here. She made a suite. Like, how did she make a suite? It's 25 damn people in this house. And it was always just, that's just Tracy. It was natural. She wasn't even trying to do it.
Absolutely.
My standards are up here, you know?
God bless you. And thank you again for pouring into my life and the lives of so many. We love you. We love you to the moon and back. Keep on. I can't wait to see what the next 20 years will uncover.
Woo, child. Thank you, Tracy.
Amen.
Love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Harmony and Gaia, our incredible co-hosts, did we make it through our list of, is it open mic yet? Did we make it through our list of all of our honored guests?
Allie?
How did I not think of Allie is one of my favorite witches on the entire planet. Allie is the Bronx witch, and Allie also has a gift for us. And Allie is a very unusual person. She is. She's, and I love unusual people, people who are just very interesting, people who draw you in, people who are doing interesting things, people who are holding space for other people to unfold who they are. Allie opened a actual witchy shop in the Bronx, New York. Allie did that. Allie holds space in the Bronx, New York, for all kinds of people to come to her space and unfold. Everyone is welcome there, even the spider, because I got to sleep in Allie's space, and she was like, "Oh, we have a spider. And be very careful when you go that way." I was like, "Oh my God, I love spiders." And sure enough, I did see the little spider when I went past the restaurant. She was like, "Just be careful. There's a spider that we have here. It's part of the residence of the space." So I want to introduce all of you to the incredible Bronx Witch. Take it away.
Hello, hello,
Wow.
hello. It is, or should I say, what's up, witches? That's how I always greet my folks. So I hope everyone in the room, if you don't identify as a witch, understand that I call you that with the utmost love. And I'm so absolutely honored and grateful to be in the presence of so many beautiful and powerful people. It was incredible to see Max in like daylight because I saw him like in the
Because
at
last time
night.
Max was dropping me at your place and it was nighttime.
Yep,
Yes.
it was at night, and everyone was full of desserts and festivities, and it was so wonderful to meet. So it was beautiful to see him again, and so fantastic to get all of these beautiful words from everyone who's here. I will keep. Oh, hey, Max, you're still here. Hi, darling. So great to see you. I'll keep it brief because I know we're excited to get to the open mic, and everyone wants an opportunity to just absolutely love on you tonight. And I'm just so absolutely honored and grateful to be here with all of you. What can I say? Reverend Love, 20 years as a healer, a leader, a visionary. I mean, I'm sure we all know it started probably long before that, but officially, right? Officially 20 years. You are a light into this world. I joke with you often. I'll share this with everyone. I often joke with you that the church really should be paying you for referrals because you lead far more people to faith than I think they have in a long time, unfortunately, in many cases. You are someone that is always encouraging others to be themselves. You are someone who never proselytizes. You are never forcing your views on anyone. You are the ultimate definition of a teacher because you are someone who presents information. You discuss how you've drawn the conclusions that you have reached, and then you give us the tools to get to our own destination. And I think that is what a teacher, a good teacher, does. And it's so wonderful to know you and see how many people you've impacted in your lives, and to sit and hear all of these wonderful folks talk so highly about you. It's a marvel to see, to know how much impact you have had and will continue to have as you move forward in your purpose and on your path. And for folks that don't know me, I'm Allie Kravitz, aka Bronx Witch. I first came face to face with Reverend Love as a guest on my podcast. And speaking of the big yes, folks have mentioned a number of times tonight. I don't think Reverend Love knew me from a can of paint, really. You know, it's like sort of internet, like, hey girl, what's up, passing, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm starting a podcast. I had nothing. I had no guests. I had no plan, but I'm like, I'm starting a podcast. And she was immediately like, yes, and was the first guest and has now been on twice. And I think both of those episodes are some of the highest watched. And it doesn't surprise me at all, because there are so many people who are looking for the permission to find their own answers. And particularly for those of us who come from really strict Christian backgrounds, for those of us who are people of color, being able to find your own answers isn't exactly encouraged. You know what I mean? Church isn't somewhere where you raise your hand and say, but pastor, I was wondering. You are not usually encouraged to ask questions. And I think people really gravitate towards you in those episodes because you do. You encourage people to ask questions. And I'm just really excited to be able to celebrate here with you tonight and with all of these folks. Your library of work is unbelievable, and it is your books that I find myself recommending the most to folks, probably just because so many people who are in my community or in my audience also resonate with that story of not being able to ask the question for themselves of who is God and what is love and why am I here and what am I? And so I'm like, oh, you know where you can safely ask those questions and get answers? Reverend Love's got you. Let's go see what book she's got that will work for you. And so your library of work is so incredible. And I'm so grateful to have been included in one of your latest, in Witch. If you guys haven't gotten a copy, grab that. Okay, get to hear from some witches, their life story. And I was so glad to be able to share mine in this work. And in the air of sharing, I have come with gifts. I'm also very grateful and honored to be a sponsor of this event. I am the founder and owner of Witchwork, which is a co-working space for spiritual and wellness practitioners in New York City. So if you think we work for witches, Witchwork, that's us. And in honor of this very special occasion, I am offering a gift certificate for a free 1-hour reservation at our South Bronx location. I think I might be able to share my screen here if y'all are able to see that. I've brought this gift certificate with me. If you're on a laptop and you have your mobile device, you can scan the QR code. If you don't, you can always just go to witchwork.co. That's witchwork.co. And take advantage of that if you're in the New York City area, or maybe you're just passing through and you need somewhere cozy to stop, have a cup of coffee, answer some emails. Witchwork is there for you. So I just wanted to share that with everyone here in celebration of this really lovely day. And of course, I'll send this to Valerie as well.
On the screen?
What's that?
Can we take a picture of the QR code on the screen?
Yes, absolutely. Let me put that back up.
So everyone, go ahead and grab that QR code link and you can get that gift. I love Allie's space. It's not everyone that can create sacred space. So when you find people that can create sacred space, that is that's what they do. That's their, as Mama was speaking of, their assignment. That's what's pouring forth through them. That's where you want to be. Yeah. Because not everyone can do that or is called to do it.
Thank you so much for saying that. I often say that's my job, is holding space. So when I have done it well, I feel good. Also, the Leo in me really loves to be told, you did a good job. And I'm like, yes. But I definitely understand the assignment, and I'm so grateful that people like you are able to be a part of that. You've blessed our space coming in for your book signing, gracing us with your presence and filling the space with your love, and anything that Witchwork becomes in the future. Just know that you have been a part of laying the bricks of foundation for what we're building. And I'm so grateful for that. And for all of your folks because we get people coming in who are like, I saw your episode of your podcast is Reverend Love. So your troops are out in the streets. Okay. They are in these witchy streets. Okay. They're letting people know when they are one of yours. Because it's like the first thing anybody says if they have seen me on your channels or vice versa, the first thing they say is Reverend Love sent us. So I'm so grateful to you, and your people are out here doing the work.
I love that. And all of you New Yorkers, there's no reason why you cannot just hop on right on over. She's right on the Grand Concourse. You can
Right
hop
by
right
Yankee Stadium. Super easy to get to.
right there in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought of opening a witchy shop in the Bronx had that not been an inspiration like from higher mind or source or whatever you would call it? Like, that's not something you just wake up and say, I think I'm going to open a witchy shop in the Bronx. Like, no. And to be able to get this space and transform the space. And when it was time to morph into something else, you morphed into a greater yet to be. And you continue to hold the space. And Allie, I know what you do is not easy. And sis, from one to another, you are doing the dang thing.
Yeah.
And I know it's not easy. I know it's not. So keep on going. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing this thing. Yes.
Yes. And same to you, Miss 20 years. Okay. We need at least another 20 more. So
Got it. You got it. I'm a yes. And my yes ain't wobbling either. I got on a thong and it's strong. My yes is strong.
I need that on a t-shirt. I've got on a thong and it's strong. Love that.
Only people that were at this 20-year anniversary celebration would know what that means, right? Oh my goodness. So everyone, please come off mute and celebrate and thank Allie, the Bronx Witch, for coming and for bringing gifts.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so much.
much.
My
Ellie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And when you
Thank
invite
you.
Allie's place, make sure and let her know.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
make
you.
sure
Thank
you let her
you.
know. And the Love Tubers, you all are watching this. I've been on YouTube for over 16 years, and I've written over 26 books, and never did I see around the corner. Never did I see around the corner. And sometimes when I look back at myself, and I look at my 2004 self who sat down and I had sold my financial planning practice, and I'm going to write and I'm going to teach, I'm going to stand on stage and speak. That lady, all she had was an inner knowing. She had no way of knowing how she was going to do what she was going to do. She only knew she was going to do it. Hadn't written book the first, hadn't spoke on spirituality at all, and didn't know how. I look at her now with none of the knowledge that I now have, none of it. Hadn't been to inner visions yet, you know, and I say, what was powering that lady? That lady was just, she was just charging ahead. Like, I look at my former self and I'm pretty, sometimes it's scary to think she was just charging forward and she didn't know what she was charging in, because sometimes she ran into a pool of acid. And when she got in it, she was like, "Whoa." I had to jump out, right? Because what I was charging for wasn't always something that would feel good in the moment, even though it was always good for me. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? That it doesn't feel good in the moment, but is good for you. Hello? Do we know that? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know that pretty well.
God bumps. Okay,
Come
you
on.
know what I'm
Come
talking about.
on
Am I
with
in the
it.
right church? Am I in the right church, saints? That it don't feel good, but it is good. And you just need to trust that somehow this is good. This is very good. This is exceedingly good. This is going to turn out so much better than I ever anticipated. EWOP is what I taught my children. Everything works out perfectly. And I've taught many of you that as well. EWOP, everything works out perfectly. Now, we don't know how or when or with who. We don't know what it's going to be in the end, but you EWOP, you know that a happy ending to all things is sure, is what A Course in Miracles says. And it also says, if it ain't happy, it ain't ended yet. So just keep going, okay? Because a happy ending to all things is sure. All things you are doing with the infinite source has a happy ending. The happy ending is sure. It didn't say maybe it might turn out. No, 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 no. No, the happy ending is sure. A happy ending to all things is sure. It's your job to hold that knowing. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm probably talking to myself. But I'm telling you what I know, that a happy ending to all things is sure. So there is no one in this community that is allowed to get into depression or nihilism or what about me or it's not working. I don't see the light. This person got it, that person got it, but what about I'm not getting there. We're not allowed to do that. A happy ending to all things is sure. Yes, that I know that be still and know, right? That all things work together for my good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. Yeah, all things are working together for my good. I don't know how. Don't ask me no questions right now because I'm going through, and I'm only going to talk to the people that know how to see me through. I'm not talking to none of y'all muggles that don't know nothing about magic right now. Right now, I only need to be talking to the saints because the saints are going to be like, oh no, a happy ending is sure. You keep going, you press forward, and we're by your side and we're at your back and we're never going to leave you, and you are going to get there. And when you get there, you're going to be fabulous. You're not going to just look like a survivor. Stop talking about you survived this and you survived that. You're not a survivor of Jack. You are an infinite being that is infinite love, infinite power, infinite wisdom. You are an emanation of the infinite source. That don't look like surviving nothing. No, we don't survive around here. We thrive, we conquer, we are victors, we overcome, we go higher, we ascend, we evolve, and we love. That's what we do in this community, okay? In case anyone was unclear on what we do here, that's what we do. All right, who's next?
We gotta say yes and give all
And
of
yes, and yes, and
Yes.
yes, all
Amen.
the time.
Amen.
Ashe,
So,
yes on
let's
every
not get it
level.
twisted.
Yes.
Let's not forget who we are, that we are infinite divine beings. Let's not act like we're human beings now. You're wearing a meat suit, but I am not a body. Okay, just remember, I'm not a body.
All right.
I am free, for I'm still as God created me. Okay, who's next? Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Harmony and Gaia for the for our open mic.
Hello, everyone again. So, Rev, so many of the beautiful souls in our community, they did send some well wishes of gratitude. And in the sake of time, I will not share them all, but there are a couple that I wanted to go ahead and play, and then I'll make sure you get all of the rest. Thank you, everybody who said yes and sent in your wonderful, wonderful well wishes. So let me make sure that this time when I share my screen, I share it with audio.
My goodness, you did not get Tammy Turner, the queen of the world,
I
Tammy Turner.
did.
The one that's on the stage doing the one woman shows, the one who's on the news, NBC wants to interview her. Everybody wants Tammy Turner. Come on now.
Yes. Let's see. I don't know why she's not playing.
Did you press play or no?
Yes, I'm pressing the play. Hold on. Let me move this bar up. Maybe it's in my way. There we go.
Hey, oh, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, oh, yeah. I'm living my life like it's golden.
Baby.
Hey, sis, 20 years. Wow, what a milestone. What an incredible milestone. I just want to pause and honor you, not just for the time that you've invested, but for the way that you have poured yourself into your journey. You are a divine, undeniable change agent, bold, courageous, and so full of purpose. What started as a business connection has blossomed into a beautiful sisterhood between us. I'm so grateful for the way that you lead, love, and the light. Oh my God, the light that you have been in lighting the way for women to walk in their divine alignment. You've shifted atmospheres, opened doors, created safe spaces for transformation, and you're just getting started. I wrote that to you a while ago. You're just getting started. So sis, here's to the next chapter. the next dimension, and the next wave of women who will rise because you, Remval, KAISI, said yes. I celebrate you, I honor you, and I love you. Congratulations, sis. Looking forward to the next 20.
I'm Coach Michelle, also known as Queen Makita. And I am just taking a moment, a proud, happy, joyous moment to celebrate my master teacher, Reverend Valerie Love. Rev, whew, what a journey, what a ride. I'm so thankful, I'm so appreciative of well over a decade, I would want to say close to 2 decades, of just powerfully inspired, spiritually led teaching, sharing, and transformation. You are such a blessing to me, a blessing to my journey, and I know a blessing to so many others. Words cannot express. I just want to say thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I am in complete gratitude at this opportunity to not just celebrate you, but celebrate your powerful legacy in humanity. Much love, much blessings, and many more years of just sharing, loving, teaching, and transformation.
This is Killer Witch, and this video is specifically for my dearest and close friend and our 20-year anniversary in ministry, Reverend Valerie Love, also known as Lady KAISI. Reverend Love, she has literally touched my life, and I've literally known her for probably around half my life. Miracles happen in my life because of her wisdom, I swear. And she helped me discover the wisdom within myself. She literally showed me the sky is the limit, and because of a lot of the training that she gave me, like, I feel like I can do anything. And literally I do, and there's something I want to do, I do it. And there's no one I could thank more than Reverend Valerie Love or Lady KAISI. Alright, she's the only person I know that travels around everywhere and has no worry or care in the world and is not even punked by anything. So I just want to say congratulations to Lady KAISI for your 20 years of touching people's hearts and souls and getting them on the path towards their destiny.
In 2015, I stumbled upon a YouTube video, and my soul remembered something ancient. Her name was Reverend Valerie Love. 1 year later, I met her in Las Vegas, and by December 2016, I stepped into a money magic manifestation retreat in Sedona that shattered every illusion I held about what was possible. From that moment on, everything changed. I've traveled the globe with Rev, through sacred mountains of Peru, temples of Bali, sands of Dubai, the portals of Salem, Sedona, New Orleans, and beyond. Each place a rite, each journey a deepening into the mystical path she illuminated. Rev taught me to own my magic loudly, boldly, and without apology. She gave me permission to be who I truly am, a divine creator. For 20 years, she has been a relentless light, a fierce embodiment of freedom and truth. I am forever transformed because our paths cross. I love you, Rev. Congratulations.
Happy anniversary, Rev. Thank you for being the love that is needed on this planet. I am so very grateful and thankful that our paths cross. My life has been taking quantum leaps since the day we met at 222. You are an amazing, wonderful, magnificent white wizard. And I look forward to celebrating many, many, many more anniversaries with you. I love you. Mwah.
my sweetness. Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
Reverend Val, it's Zokai, and I just wanted to take a moment to honor you for 20 incredible years in business. I've been following you for 8 of those years on YouTube, and your presence, your teachings, and your unwavering faith have deeply impacted my journey, both spiritually and as a businesswoman. You've shown so many of us what it means to lead with grace, to teach with power, and to walk boldly in purpose. So thank you for being a light, a trailblazer, and a divine example of what's possible when you trust the calling on your life. Congratulations on 20 years of greatness, and here's to 20 more.
That's the badass sanctum right there.
20 years. Well, I remember before you were Reverend Valerie Love. I remember when you were Ms. Valerie Taylor. In the FDI days and watching you go through that curriculum to become the minister that you are today. Congratulations on 20 years. It doesn't seem that long, but I guess it is, huh? And may you have many, many more. Love you much. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need another tissue.
So we did, like I said, so many people, thank you so much for sharing all of your sentiments. I do want to honor the space for the people that are on live that, want to share. And at the end, if we still have more time, we can share the rest. And if not, I will definitely make sure all the videos that I edited together will get to Rev. So one of the things that she did ask is that if you want to share that your camera is on and that we try to limit it to about a minute. On the video, I gave y'all the 2 minute, like at the church, you got your 2 minutes, but live, let's go ahead and do the 1 minute. And I see Miss Gabrielle has her hand raised. You want to go ahead, Miss Gabrielle?
Well, is Rev back?
Yes, she's here.
Okay, great. Okay, I just want to say I love you, Reverend Val. I love you. And you came into my orbit in it was around 2016, 2017, and I saw you on YouTube. And when I saw you, I felt like you were speaking directly to me. You were asking, or you were talking about why you're still broke. And that was one of the first videos I saw from you. And I knew you had a message for me right then and there. And I followed you for a little bit, but then a couple of years went by and I didn't follow you again until I guess around 2022, 2023-ish, after we were coming out of the pandemic, and I started seeing your videos again. And at that point I was ready to jump in and really hear from you and learn from you. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful to be in this space with all of these really powerful women. And it's scary to me because when I think about who's like in my orbit right now, I know I'm here for a purpose. And you guys are so incredible that I feel like, how am I going to match up to what these women are? But I know I'm here for a reason. So I just want to thank you for challenging me to be my best self. And, all of the negative self-talk and excuses and all of that, I know like I gotta leave those behind me, because the universe is calling me to something higher and bigger and better than anything I could ever imagine. And I want to say, like, I'm actually trembling right now because I just know that, what you are doing is like, you are, somebody said you were an alchemist. That's exactly what you're doing. You're taking us and you are refining us into the purest and the best form that we can be in. And I am so blessed to be in this space. I'm so grateful to be in this space right now with all of you wonderful and lovely people. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you.
I love you so much, Gabrielle. And guess what? You belong here because you are a vibrational match. This is all greatness here. And so are you. Yes. So are you. Yes. Before we go to our next speaker, I got to ask a question. Gaia, is it okay before we go to our next speaker, which is an incredible coach, Cheryl? I just got to ask our Boost family for a shout out because our Boost family is in our 444 Psalm a Day family. Oh my goodness. But our Boost family is in the house and y'all have been so patient and y'all have been here the entire time. Amira and Zaire and Gaia knows very well our Boost family and Ingrid, I cannot believe, of course, Tracy, Catherine, so many of us with the Boost Days. And if you don't know what Boost is, it was prayer, praise, and inspiration each weekday morning at 6 a.m. Just dial in. And I promise you, every morning we were on for years and we had our Boost retreats and it was extraordinary. So can I just get the Boost people to shout out for a minute and just say hi to the people because y'all are freaking incredible, Boost. Yes, yes, Gaia.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Boost was like one of my favorite programs that you ran, actually. You know, Boost was like exactly that. It was a boost in the morning. It was like a vibe that you just get on every morning that was motivational to get your day started. It was amazing. I love Boost. It brings back so many memories. Honestly, it does.
Especially our
Life changing.
Amira, especially our retreats. Oh my God, Amira, the incredible songbird. Amira has an incredible voice. Amira, I haven't seen you in forever.
I know.
You look so beautiful, Amira.
You know, I wasn't going to miss this moment.
I know.
Yes.
Make me
I
cry.
love you.
Oh.
Like, you have changed my whole life. You like, you know, words can't even explain, you know, how you came into my life and helped shape and mold me into the person that I am today. I know that, you know, it's 20 years and you've met a lot of people and things have changed. But in the beginning, what you gave me, wow. You were the mother that I never had. Everything that you gave me helped me to be the person that I am today. And everything. Like even the times that we were not together, even all the way to this point, all those things had to happen because I was still wanting to hold on to you as a crutch to not be the best version that Allah would have me to be. And so I appreciate you and I love you and I miss you so much. And I can't wait to, you know, begin picking up from where we left off and, you know, and sharing my life since we have not talked. And, you know, Boost was amazing. It shaped and molded me and laid the foundation for me for everything that I'm doing right now. Everything that I'm doing right now is because of you. Because Allah put you in my life to teach me my worth because I did not know what my worth was before I met you. It is because Allah put you in my life. I appreciate you beyond words. Words cannot even explain. I was not going to miss this moment. I love you. And you taught me how to be confident and stand in my power and know that I'm perfect, whole, and complete exactly the way that I am. Yes, yes. So, yes, I love you. And Tracy, like all of my sisters, all of the mothers that were in my life that helped coached me to the best that I am in this moment, taught me how to be in the moment, taught me how to detach, taught me how to, show up in everything, introduced me to communities that help expand my mind. So I appreciate you and everything that you're getting in this moment right now, all the flowers that you're getting, you deserve it. Like you put in the work. Like, I don't know nobody. I have not come across anybody like you. Nobody. Yeah, so yes, I'm going to give you your flowers. Not going to miss this moment to give you your flowers. And I love you, love you, love you. And that's all I have in this moment. But it can go on and on. I appreciate you.
I gotta tell y'all something about Amira. Amira was a ride or die. I mean, anywhere I was going, I'm coming with you. I don't care where we were going, what we were doing. Amira was right there, right by our side, right by my side. Loyalty, love, all of that. And left her job, which often has been hanging around in this community. You're probably gonna leave that, like Mama said, who needs a job when you have G? Okay. Left her.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was very easy to be a ride or die with you, Reverend Love. It was a ride because in being a ride or die, it taught me how to service. It taught me how to really be a servant to other people and not, be selfish, be self-full. You taught me how to be self-full, not to deny myself, but to really be in a giving way to support yourself, your cup, making sure that your cup is full so that you can overflow, to be able to stand in it, to be able to express all those things. I didn't know how to do those things before I met you. So, and I'm happy. Like even in my community now, they know about you because there's never a time that I don't talk about you in the foundation that you helped me lay. They know that I already knew all of this stuff. I was already taught all this stuff, this spiritual stuff. I was already taught. So this is just the cherry on top of the cake. Yes. So yes, I appreciate you.
Oh my goodness. And did we have a time? Wow, all those boost retreats. Now I gotta go to Zaire next. I have to go to Tania. Y'all know her as Tania B. Because I went, oh man, Tania, this had to have been about 20 years ago. I went to speak at a goddess circle. They had invited me to speak at this goddess circle in this house, and all these women were in there. And there was one person in there that was like, tell me more. I need to know all about this. And that was Tania. And she was only 18. Y'all, she was only 18. Zaire, talk to the people. We gotta hear from you. Because she was back and she's an OG. Like Amira is an OG. Tracy Spivey White, OG. Zaire, OG. Gaia can tell you because Gaia been around the entire time. She's like, yeah, Mom, you done had tons of people, but they OGs. Tania is an original gangster.
Yes, KAISI. I don't even know where to begin because it's literally like 17 years. So just trying to
wait a minute, you 35 now?
I met you when I was 19. I just turned 19. I was going on 19.
Yeah, because you were just super young and super ready. I was like, this is an evolved being.
Yes, and I remember like I meditated for you. And I was like, I know I have to have a physical t-shirt here. Like I have to. And I remember the woman I was interning for, I was in college, and she gave me like this paper for a sister circle. She was a Reiki practitioner. She was like, I think you will like this based off of the things I was telling her. I saw your face. I said, she looks familiar. Like I knew her, but I've never met you in my life. And I remember I was sitting at that sister circle. I'm just sitting on the couch, just looking at everybody. And I'm like, is that her? I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, that kind of, no. But when you walked in that door, I said, that's her. That's her. It was undeniable. Your light was so bright. And I was like brand new to like energy, that everything was like energy and just connected. And when I saw you, you was like one of the first souls that I've like liked, that it was amazing. And I was like, I'm staying with her. I like her.
And look, to this day.
to this day, I've seen so many people come in and out, leave back for years, come back. And I just be sitting back just in awe and just seeing like you stay consistent, KAISI. I mean, like your energy, like your frequency through all of you are really like the only person that I know who maintains such a high level of just greatness. And I genuinely feel like I don't know what my life would be like if I didn't have you just there. Like I just knew that you was always there. You know, whatever way my life I experiences, 1920s, I'm going to experiment with this different stuff, but I've always had you as like my spiritual anchor. So even if I felt like I went too far out, you was just there. And I'm just so grateful. Like you're one of the best people that I know in the world. You truly are. And like, I really do love you. I really do. Like, I'm choking up because it's so much energy and so many things that I could possibly say. But you know how I feel about you. And I just thank you. And I really do honor you. And
Yeah, we have had so many, oh my goodness, so many incredible experiences, so many retreats, so many events, so many programs. And don't get it twisted if you're watching this. Don't think I was nice all the time, because I wasn't. I was like, get over here. What are you doing? Stop it.
Told me to straighten up my back. We don't do that around here. I said, yes, ma'am. And so it's just like so many things like throughout this year, like I will just hear your voice and I can just feel, and it'll just bring me back. It'll just bring me back, like to remembering like who I am. And like you've done that for me. Like no matter what my life may look like inside, like on a soul level, like you changed me. And still changing me.
Oh my goodness. And you were so ready. You were so willing. You were like, and I don't think a lot of the women that were at that circle, I don't think they got what I was saying. Do you remember that?
I was taking it all in.
Oh, she was right on it. She was tracking me. I was like, wow, who is that? And she was so young. And she was tracking. She was tracking exactly what I was talking about. But Zaire is a very old soul in a young body. So it's been a hell of a ride, and we got a lot more to go.
Yes, we do.
Let's get to it.
Yes.
It's been a hell of a ride. Okay. Gaia, do you want to say anything before we go back to our queue, our regularly scheduled program? I just had to honor the Boost family. I just had to honor the Boost family.
I'm just like, I can't say nothing. I'm getting choked up over here. Every time somebody says something, I'm just like, that's my mom. So proud of you. So proud of you. So proud of you. And, over the years, I have had such like a turbulent life or whatever, trying to learn my way. And you've always been there like my life coach. And I'm always calling you like, Mom, this is going on, that's going on. My life is a mess. What's gonna happen? And always very calm, very comforting, very still. Did you go with him? did you, what is spirit telling you about this? I'm
And
like,
you're
Mom,
like,
I
hello,
can't go
Mom.
in
I
right
need
now.
this to
I'm out
happen.
right now. I'm
I'm
out
not
of it.
talking about that right now.
So it's like always just this spiritual reminder that all of this is just practice, of me going through all of the motions so that I can eventually end up who I am supposed to be, who I am. And I thank you because you're my greatest teacher. You're my mom, And everything I learned from life, whether it's like simple life skills of like, don't close your wallet until you put your card back in your wallet. Do not close that wallet until you receive your card. And I remember stuff like that to this day. I never lose my cards. I never lose none of my cards. All the way to like EWAP, going within, meditate on it. Don't react so fast. Hold on now. Breathe. All of these simple principles that seem so simple, but in practice, I'm like, oh my God, this is so profound what my mom is teaching me right now. And sometimes it's so deep and so heavy that I actually have to stop the conversation. I have to be like, hold up. I can't deal with this right now. I can't deal with this. We got to come back to this like 2 weeks from now when I'm ready to like go in the direction you're talking about, because I'm still right now. You know what I mean? And it takes me a minute to actually be like, okay, hold up. My mom is trying to tell me some truth right now. Let me humble myself. Let me call her back. Let me listen. And always the truth, always putting me on to the right path, taking me away from ego, taking me away from pride, and just giving me the humbleness that I need. Always giving me that dose of love, that dose of peace, that calmness, that stillness, that comfort. And that's what I need in life, honestly. So thank you.
Well, I have to tell you something, Gaia. The things that I have seen you walk through, in your personal life, you are probably one of the strongest women that I know. Absolutely. And you know what I'm talking about. Everyone doesn't. But your strength and resilience, you always come back. You always bounce back. And I thank the ancestors for that, because my mother, Jacqueline Lee McIntosh, and her mother, Frida Mae Clark Taylor, and her mother, Pinky Coles, and her Pinky Ballard, and her mother, Dell Coles, they didn't stand for that. They didn't stand for us being punks in our lives. The ancestors don't stand for that. They'll let you cry. They'll let you have your moment. They'll let you lick your wounds. No, they hurt my feelings. I'm going through so much. It's too hard. And then they're going to expect you to stand on the shoulders. They're going to expect you to stand on them tall shoulders, because they're going to say, we didn't do what we did for you to get here and act like you don't know what to do. That runs in your veins. It runs in everybody's veins. All your ancestors. I don't care what they did. They could have been Polish. They could have been Scottish. They could have been Black. They could have been Cuban, like Sunrise Jarrett, his mother. All of those beautiful, beautiful souls are with us right here in this space, right here, right now. Right? So they didn't do all that for us to punk out. We don't get to punk out. We don't get to do that. We get to stand on tall shoulders and keep the line moving forward for future generations. Like Mama said, up your wattage. Okay? And I'm gonna turn into that three-way bulb she was talking about. Sometime I'm gonna be a 50, sultry, sexy, and sometime I'm gonna be 75, and sometime I'm gonna be 150. Be a three-way bulb.
Can I just say thank you to Gaia for sharing your mother with me and so many of us. Like I have a great mother. I have a great mother. I have a loving mother, but I don't have a spiritual mother. So thank you for letting so many people have access to your mama. Because I don't know how you do it with all these children that she has coming in and out. Thank you. And I honor you because I know that's had to have taken a lot just to share your mother the way that you have done, so selflessly. So I just wanted to also honor you, Gaia, because I know how much your mother has done for me over the years. I know how many 911 phone calls I had. Not only was I trying to take myself out, I tried to take out a couple of other people out. She said, Harmony, put your face on her face. So without Reverend Love, I don't know where I would be. So thank you, Gaia, for allowing us to share your mother.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back over to Gaia and Harmony for moderating.
All right, Coach Cheryl, your turn.
Wow, 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 wow. Let me just say it's Sunday morning here in Malaysia, and I am in church right now. I'm in the church of Reverend KAISI Love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just say I first met Reverend Val while I was in my spiritual life coaching program. And she was one of the ministers coming to pray because we were praying every morning. So it's not surprising that she had this whole prayer group because the woman can pray pray you into the ethers. And that's actually what happened. She prayed so powerfully that she went into the ethers and the call disconnected and we were waiting. It was like, does she know that she's no longer on with us? And all the other coaches
No,
left.
I'm just going. I'm just going.
She was just in it. But there were two of us who stayed on the line because I said, I don't want her to come back and no one's here when she comes back. And it was two of us. One is graduating in May. But that was when I was like, wow, this woman just prayed into the cosmos and came back and was like, oh, okay. I just realized nobody was around. So that was my first experience. And then I heard her on YouTube sharing her testimony about being the Jehovah's Witness. And I was like, boohoo crying. I reached out to her on Facebook DM and just shared how her testimony touched me. And so, and then she reached back and at that time I was coming out of the closet of embracing my own witch power, which Reverend Tanya, her first book was me making that step. So the connections and our time, I know my soul called me to her and her to me because even since that time, we're still connecting. Everything that my soul desires, she met. The travel, the health and wellness, the ability to embrace, all that is. And we came from the same community as well, just made it icing on the cake for me. And so to see her work now, when I went with her to Egypt, she had me do a stretch that I didn't think I was going to ever
And
forgive
you
her
did.
or myself for.
And you did. Didn't you? You did that.
I'm telling you, I had already told myself I was not walking into those pyramids up. And she was like, but you are. I had already made up in my mind, I'll decide when I get there. And what she did was not let me back down. And I'm telling you, as I walked up, my hands were sweating, my whole body was perspiring. I prayed all the way up and I prayed all the way down. And if you had seen the video at the end, you would know that the sister was frightened, but I made it through. And she celebrated me at the end, like, you did that. You did that. And again, with the stories that you all are already sharing, I know there are many where she saw into you what you are, who you are, even when we didn't see it in ourselves. So she taught me so much. She taught me business. She taught me how to stand in my power. And she taught me the love of travel. And I am so very grateful. I'm here now. I'm still in Malaysia, but I am so, so grateful that I get to be a part of your 20th year. And I still see you on YouTube. I said, Rev, I can't move like you move because, like they said, Rev, you got to keep up. And sometimes I need a breath. I can't keep up. But her
We were in
energy.
Bali and Cheryl said, I'll meet you there. I'm getting a taxi. Oh, yes. Because, y'all have to tell me because sometimes I don't know how I'm moving. I'm
Over
just
there is
moving. And
5
they be,
miles. Oh, it's right over there. 5
And you
miles,
will
Rev.
never
You can walk
see.
for an hour.
That's right. Tell her, she's like, oh, she hasn't even broke a sweat. She's not breathing hard. We're like, and then she's older. I mean, well, I'm older, but she is, you wouldn't think that her age. I'm like, where does this
yeah,
woman get all this
63.
energy?
I'm happy to say it. 63. Yes, indeed.
The energy. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm just so blessed and to know you and continue to know you. And today I'm going to visit Melaleuca in Malaysia. I didn't know they had one, but we're going today. So I'll share, I'll keep in touch. But thank you, Harmony, for this and everyone who's on. Thank you for this opportunity to pour love with a deserving, magical woman who changed all of our lives. I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Wow. Coach Cheryl, your willingness to do it scared was a game changer for the rest of us too. Because other people were also thinking in their mind, we're about to do what? And everyone made it. We all got up in that pyramid to the ultimate chamber. And we got to chant in there and we were sweating like a mug because there ain't no air conditioning inside the Great Pyramids. And you did it. And it was no reason that anyone else couldn't do it because you're older than them. But some of them would doubt it if they could do it. And they did it because you did it. And I have Spirit gives me inner knowing of who can do what. And I remember one time we were in Greece and we were walking like we always do, climbing. I don't know why they put every ancient city somewhere high. Like you have to always be climbing, right? All these ancient cities we go to. And we were about to go up to the Parthenon. And some were it was hot. It was hot. And some were behind us. I'm not going to say who, never that. And they said, the Spirit said, go get them because everybody's going up. And I said, okay, y'all okay? Oh, no, we don't think we're going. No, yeah, you're going. No, we don't think we're going, Rev. Oh, no, you're going because we're all going. Yeah, you're going. And I say, thank you, God, that our people are so trusting and that they go when I say that. Because I know sometimes they want to be like, Rev, I ain't going. But they go. we could be on the side of a mountain hiking up and me and Icy, we've been on some of those mountain trails in Sedona. She'd be like, whoo, Rev. I'd be like, you know what? You could take a rest, but we still going. But you could take a rest. But we're going. So I thank all of y'all for playing full out because y'all could be like, go to hell. I ain't going. Y'all could. Yet I think everyone here knows that that would not be in your best interest to do that. If God sent the person to say to you in that moment, yeah, you're going. Come on, let's go. We're going to go together. And you know what? It can take as long as you want. You could take one step at a time. You can rest. You can do all that. But I am the Harriet Tubman, and I do have a gun at your back, and you are going. Because that's what you said you wanted to do when you got into this life, but you might have forgot until you met Reverend Val. Oh, no, you're going. All right. And with that, let's go to Icy.
Hi. So you guys know I try to keep it short. But I just wanted to say I am so grateful to have this opportunity to say thank you for each and everything you've done that has completely changed my life in so many ways. When we first met, I think I was like well over 320 pounds. I was sick. I had this major surgery, and I would spend so much time dreaming about the things I wanted to do. And so when we met, it was like, okay, so you're going to do this stuff now? You're going to keep dreaming about it? And it was like, I'm going to move my feet. And Rev has changed my life in such a dramatic way that every single thing that I would doubt or have all this reason of, oh, I can't do this or I can't say this, like I was able to stand up to my family who was so many, Kojic pastors and ministers and evangelists and teachers and say, I'm a Christian witch. And they're like, where you come from? So just Reverend Val saying yes really did open up a pathway for me to be able to say yes, because my whole family was, you're going to do what we say, you're going to do how we say it, like a Christian mafia. But I love them dearly. I love all of them dearly. I love all of them dearly. And through my journey and experience with Reverend Valerie Love, like at first, Rev never told me how my family was giving her hell. Not one time did she mention how my family was giving her hell. My family came back and told me, and they said, you know what? The things she's doing in your life, though, the motivation she's teaching you, the work ethic she's giving you. I was laying on my back wishing to go to Peru. I was laying on my back wishing to do ayahuasca. I was laying on my back wishing to move, and this woman had me dancing on the side of a mountain. Up a mountain. We hiking today. Who goes from a major surgery without any form of physical therapy and is hiking through a mountain? I've been able to do so many things in my life. And I'm sorry, because I didn't even know this would happen. Everybody know me. I don't like nobody seeing me cry. But the changes. Oh, I'm so grateful for the changes. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the changes. Since meeting Reverend Valerie Love, I've been able to stand up and to just grow as an independent person, to be able to not be identified by everybody around me, but to say, who am I by myself, without my family, without my kids, without my husband? Who am I? What did I come here for? Since I've met Reverend Valerie Love, I've published over 20 books. I've published over 20 albums out in the music industry. I've started 2 different types of businesses. Do y'all know I was laying on my back after having a 5-in-1 major surgery and without any physical therapy? I've done all of this. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say I love you. I just want to say I'm so grateful for you. I just want to say I'm so grateful for this community, because I just turned 37 this year, and I'm just like, with everything this woman has poured into me, I'm excited. I'm fixing it. I'm elated. I am elated and I am joyful, and I am so happy and glad to see the great things to come, because I know what you've done in these 20 years for each and every one of us here. So many millions is going to come from that. So thank you for allowing me to be one. And I'm complete.
Ooh, Icy, you did that. You did that. Oh my goodness, you did that, Icy. And Icy, I knew when you were in Sedona, I knew it was a challenge, and you did it. You pushed through. You went past your own limitations. We're not talking about you got to get up and run a marathon. We're not talking about you got to abuse your body. We're not talking about that. We're talking about exactly what Coach Cheryl said, that we are moving past the stories that we made up in our minds about what we can and cannot do. And then we find out, oh, maybe I can do it. And you prove that to yourself. You walk that beautiful medicine wheel Zaire, do we need to talk about the hail? Zaire said, oh snap, KAISI, did you see that? This woman pulled down hail out of the heavens in the middle of that medicine wheel in Sedona. Zaire, am I lying? Zaire saw it with her own eyes. She said, oh, damn. No, I don't think you cussed. She was like, oh, KAISI, did you see that? I was like, these damn witches, they be doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
remember that day?
It's true.
It was a clear day, sunny. Icy goes inside the medicine wheel. Now, the rest of us walk the medicine wheel, take our feet off, walk the medicine wheel in Sedona. Icy goes inside that medicine wheel. What does this woman say? Because next thing you know, we got hail on a clear day. We said, Icy, what did you say? Well, I called this archangel, and then I was like, what? Child, give us a warning first next time. let a witch get an umbrella or something. That's insane. You have the video. Come on, Queen Hadasa got the evidence. Your sister got the evidence. These are high priestess in the mystery school. And I'm going to tell you, of all the high priestess present here, Queen Hadasa, Queen Vashti, Queen Makita, Queen Marimi, and also Queen Amathea, and also my brother, Amado Sanchez, Roberto Amado Sanchez, who was also initiated as a high priestess. His name is Eleazar. All of our initiates, initiation is open. If you want to really go somewhere, come into initiation, christianwitches.com, and come to our next week. We have a ritual. It is Money Reborn. It's at christianwitches.com and valerielove.com. Money Reborn candle burning ritual. And whenever I burn candles for the family, they know I don't play with those candles. I go in with those candles and I stay with those candles until that message has been sent to heaven for every single person. And they're already lining up. Come with us into the mystery school. Come with us to the Christian Witches Convention next month. And don't act like it's optional. A lot of y'all act like the Christian Witches Convention is optional. I'm not a Christian witch. No, come because it's important. Come because Reverend Val is leading a movement. And I need y'all. I can't lead a movement by myself. Trying to help people understand that Christians can practice magic and that witches can read the Bible. Do you understand these two worlds are apart? For what? We don't need those worlds to be apart. So come with me. Take a stand. Support. If you can't go, buy a ticket for somebody to go. Say you got to be at this event in New Orleans. It's every year, New Orleans Memorial Day weekend. Say, I'm going to support her. I don't know anything about Christian witchcraft. That's what my son said a couple of times. He came to the Christian Witches Convention. He said, Mom, I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what y'all do. What do you want me to do, Mom? I'm here. My son would tell you that. Hey, guy, Corey says, I don't even understand what y'all are doing. What do you need, Mom?
Yes, Corey said, I've never heard of a Christian witch before. I don't know anything about that, but I'm here to support my mother, so I'm just going to be there.
Corey was at the first ever Christian Witches Convention. He was standing up doing the service. He had the Christian Witch t-shirt on. He had the Christian Witches t-shirt on, didn't he, Gaia? Standing up at service, cheering everybody on. He was right in the middle.
Yes, he did.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he? Right?
Yes, he did. He sure did. Front row.
Front row in the Christian Witches Inspirational Service. Do you understand this is a movement? Mama told me you ought to get a t-shirt that says, I'm a Bible thumping witch. You are a witch. But you're afraid. You can't even see yourself. She was the one that helped me even say, oh, maybe I should come out the broom closet. She told me that long ago. Because she saw the gifts, and I see it too, for all of us. So please take a stand with me. Take a stand. I need y'all. You can't do it by yourself. I cannot do it by myself. Require the support of the community. So be there, show up for your community, and take a stand and say, this is what we do. And you can have a Bible and your spells. You can have a cross and the craft. You can have a wand made by Jared and Psalms. They're better together. I promise you, they're better together. All right, let's go to Joy.
Oh, gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At the toughest time in my life, you were brought into my life. I lost my father. He became my ancestor in 2012. And he brought me to you in 2013 when I started moving again. Because I had stopped, right? As you said, we don't do depression. Well, I got pretty close to it. And as soon as I started moving again, you were brought to me. And you brought me through so much. And then I ran from you.
That's not an unusual experience, family. Have people run from us? Yeah, they run and then they come.
I did. I felt like I got what I needed in that time, but you were my first spiritual teacher. You were there when I needed you the most. And when I came back or was brought back to you through some other powerful sisters, my Reverend Tanya, Empress, that you had connected with, so powerful. And I knew then that if you said, okay, you ready? That I was just gonna say yes. And you know, I was like, yeah. But I knew that I would. And you brought me out the closet. You took me from the dark, right? Hiding myself for 15 years almost. And you asked me to say yes to myself. And I said, if anybody else had done it, I don't think that I would have said yes yet. Like I still wasn't ready to stand in my power. I still wasn't ready to say what I had done, what I loved, what I enjoyed. I wasn't ready, but still, it took you and your powerful energy for me to stand more into mine. So I cannot thank you enough. Even now to this day, you are still continuing to do that every day, all the time. Now I've committed to 6 months. I couldn't do 60 days on a damn live challenge. But I'm like, you know what? She says 6 months. Well, I guess we doing 6 months, damn it. So I'm so beyond grateful for you. I thank you to, as you said, giving us this opportunity to celebrate you, to let you know how much you mean to us. And so many who can't be here to say it, I speak for them too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just for being the light that you are. I would not be in Mexico without you. I would not be boldly standing. I would not be the enlightened dominatrix. I would not be saying, yeah, that's going to be 10,000. And it's going to go up. So you better act quick. I would not be her. And I'm just so grateful and thankful to you for just standing in your power and shining that light and showing us that you are the extension of us standing in our glory, standing in our power, and saying yes when we are called. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll be complete. I love you so much.
Joy, the enlightened dominatrix. This is a hypnodom right here. Let me tell you, Joy is incredible. Oh my goodness, Joy. So much is deliciousness is waiting for us. Let's go get it all. Yes, bet. Let's get it all. All that has your name on it, family. Let it all in. Let it all in. All the love, all the joy, all the abundance, all the travel, all the dreams come true, all the money, all the blessings, all the success, all the accolades. Let it all in. Let it all. Say yes to it all. Is it a deal, family? Is it a deal? Say yes to it all.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, now. Queen Hadasa, what we about to do now, Queen Hadasa? I'm almost scared. Queen Hadasa has been through thick and thin and back again.
Lord have mercy, Rev. 20 years. I bring you greetings from myself and my children who have been the benefactors of me doing my work and doing what I needed to do to get myself all together. So on behalf of Filana and Andres, they wish you
We have to say Dr.
That's right. Oh, and it's really important that we say that because you all don't understand. My daughter was born a pound 12 ounces in Einstein Hospital in the Bronx, New York. Gave 50% chance to live. And I kind of raised this child, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't know I know how to feed her and all that. But when I met Rev and the things that she fed me and the way that I was able to parent and change everything, it really made a difference in the outcome of my children. I know she thinks they're smart, but my kids will hold me accountable and say, we're going to call Rev on you. Okay? They will. They know when I'm out of line. They know when I'm out of alignment and I'm saying crazy things and it doesn't make sense. They will threaten to call Reverend Val or Dr. G will on me. They will. And that's because of what you imparted into me. You didn't just do that. You initiated me into power, into strength, into esoteric knowledge, everything that I love. I mean, Rev, there's no way I could ever thank you. I am so grateful that you made a strong yes to walk your path. I am so grateful. My children are all the better. They are going to have a legacy of power and dominion over themselves and their own power because of what you've done with me. I was raggedy as they came. And I promise you, Rev, I'm a totally different person today because of you. And I thank you so much. And I love the family. I love all y'all. I miss you all. I'll see you all soon. I promise. Yes. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Queen Hadasa, can you tell the people about the story about going to your first ever retreat in Sedona and the $997 manifestation? I love that story.
Oh my gosh. Well, most people that I know meet Rev on YouTube, and I was fired from my job, all upset, crying, depressed, and all I could do was watch YouTube videos because I needed to get rich quick something. So I saw Rev. I don't know how, but we know the universe knows what it's doing. And Rev came across my YouTube and I'm like, oh, interesting. Then she started talking and I started listening. And then she said, I want to see you in Sedona. I'm like, me? I'm like, okay. I had no money. I'm unemployed. And I'm sitting there saying, how am I going to get to this thing? I'm going. I know I have to go. I woke up one morning, there was a text on my phone that says, you have $991 in this credit card that I totally forgot about. And I was like, all I need is $6 more to go. I'm in. So let me tell you all, when you make a firm yes, it's a yes. And what I've learned through Rev, if I'm going to do something, I have to register, I have to book my tickets because I know I'm going. And the universe will work everything out, and it always does. We've traveled the globe. Everything works out perfectly, no matter how crazy it looks. It works out perfectly. And that will allow me to travel the globe and in comfort and style and elegance and without fear because I know everything works out perfectly. And I'm complete. Mwah. Love you, Rev.
Wow. Love you, Queen Hadasa. This woman is a genius. I have to tell you something about Queen Hadasa. Queen Hadasa is one of the smartest women I know. She really is a genius. I'm pretty sure that she's a genius. She is a statistician. She is Dr. Denise Bacchus. We call her Queen Hadasa. This woman is brilliant. So when she was able to successfully support her daughter in getting her PhD, I knew that was probably going to be, even though it was going to be very challenging, I knew that we already knew the outcome because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so Queen Hadasa, for being just the incredible genius that you are and the big heart that you have. You've been to Dubai, you've been to Peru multiple times. We done laid down with Mother Ayahuasca many times, haven't we? Here we go. And when we do that, we don't know what's going to happen. It's like, whoa. And it has been amazing.
100%. I will not change one thing. I will never change anything. I would not even, everything happened the way it had to. Everyone along the way, like Zaire said, I've seen people come, people go, people come back, people get mad, they don't want to come back. I don't like her, I don't like that person. I've seen it. And it's the consistency, because I knew that I was coming for myself, because I did everything. I did everything. I got all the degrees. I did everything the world said to do. And like Harmony says, I was miserable and unhappy. And I don't care how much money they were giving me. I was just unhappy because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And you showed me the light, and I really am grateful. And hey, Queen Makeda, it's on you. You're next. You're muted, Rev.
Oh, thank you so much. And you're talking about, I want you to really listen to this, because this is live streaming to my YouTubers, my love tubers, whom I love dearly. I want you to listen to this, because you are hearing from Queen Hadasa, who is an initiated high priestess. This woman is a PhD. This woman is a statistician. This woman had jobs on jobs. This woman had the Mercedes Benz, the suits, the house, all of it.
How's it?
All of it. All of it. And what did you choose?
I chose myself. And I don't know, I just packed up one day. You all saw me. After that magic manifestation retreat in Sedona, I went home and I told the kids we're out of here. And we packed up everything and moved to the Bahamas. And I cried for 6 months on the beach. But then I called Rev, and she's like, do you want to do something else? I was like, sure. She's like, tell everyone what you're doing. Make some videos. I was like, no, I don't even like the sound of my own voice. I was like, no. But I made 120 videos. And now I love the sound of my voice, and I love me. And that's because Rev knows how to get you out of your shell. She knows how to do it. I don't know. It's called magic. She does it. She's a practicing witch. I promise you she is. Yes.
And I got spells on spells on spells. I got methods that y'all probably haven't even seen yet. That's coming. It's coming for you.
I see.
Okay. Jared, it is on you. This is my absolute friend for I don't know how many years, Jared. And Jared is a Bible magician. And I've got to tell you something. He's not a practicing Christian witch. I'll let him tell you what he does. Jared is the only person, he is the first person that I have ever allowed to teach in the Christian Witches Mystery School while I was not there. That's how badass of a magician Jared is. He got potions, he got wands, he got elixirs, he got spell books, like his whole house. It's like a Hogwarts. Where were you tonight? Over there in Universal, doing that spell work.
Yeah.
Jared, talk to the people.
Hey, thank you so much for letting me speak. First off, Val, you are by far one of my absolute favorite witches I have ever known and met in my life. I'm sorry to say that I haven't got to meet you in like any of the events or the retreats or anything. Hopefully I'll be there for the convention next year. But just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal woman, a phenomenal friend, a phenomenal witch and teacher. And I remember I was 16, I believe, 16 or 17. When, no, I wasn't 17 yet. I was still 16. Whenever I found you on YouTube, and it was around your early videos what it means to be a Christian witch, and I remember, I forget the exact wording of the title, but you were in a house or an apartment that had kind of like yellowish walls, and there was like the kitchen counter behind you, and there was an elephant on the counter. That video is the first one I've seen. And I hope you know what I'm talking about, because that's what I can work with right now
Yep.
after this long day.
October 22nd, 2011. I remember it.
Yeah. And I watched the video and I resonated completely. And I reached out to you, I think, a few days later. And yeah, well, we've just been great friends. And
But I got to tell you something.
yes,
Jared was no normal 16 or 17-year-old.
I've never
Jared
been
was
normal.
another super old soul. He had already been like doing spells, and he was extraordinary. Yeah, at like that age.
I've kind of intuitively and instinctively practiced magic intentionally since less than 10, and instinctively without knowing I'm practicing magic, but yet doing it since a baby, and actively training myself in psychic development and energy work, and letting that be my foundation moving forward with everything else that I'd be learning. I studied and practiced my energy work and psychic powers. 12 or 13 years old, I actually got serious into self-study, and it all started from there, just went forward, and I learned about the Celtic magic, then I learned about shamanism, and I learned about hoodoo Bible magic, and just incorporated everything. And yeah, once I found your videos, you definitely opened my eyes to a whole new different way of looking at things. And though I can't say I've adopted everything, there's definitely a fair bit that I have. And some things I regularly will remind myself about, and I'll remind others, family, friends, Rod, who's by the way in the other room, and he says hi. Um, the main thing that I've taken away, and it's stuck with me, probably more than anything else, is your video on the Universal Guide to Manifestation, Thrive. You think it, you harmonize with it, you resonate with it, you intend it, visualize it, and expect it. And you expect it when you least expect it after you let go. That has held true in every situation I've applied that intentionally, with mundane things, supernatural things, little things, big things. It doesn't matter. That holds true. But I've watched from your YouTube channel and your growth as the powerful magician you are, from those early videos all the way up. Every chapter you've gone through, the boost thing, the what was that? It starts with a W. Uh, I can't remember. I think it's the name of like a water bottle brand, but I'm probably drawing a blank. But you went through that fit for a bit, and then the Sedona
That
and
was
Salem.
Wakaya,
The what?
Wakaya Perfections, I
Yes,
think
yes,
it
yes, yes.
was.
I remember
Yes.
all those too. Is it not a water bottle brand?
No, they're long out of business. That was years ago. We really going back years too. Hmm.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I'm remembering all these different things of your channel
Yes.
evolution and
Do you remember
everything.
444? Were you around during 444 when we were doing the Psalm a day at
Yeah.
4:44 a.m.? You remember that
Yeah.
one too? Mhm.
Mhm. So, yeah, I've definitely had the privilege of watching this big evolution, to seeing where you're at now, like a ping pong ball bouncing all over the damn globe. Every given time I check and see what's going on. How are you doing? You're in one corner of the globe or another, and like just like bouncing a ping pong ball, it's just ding 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 ding. That's you. And it's somewhat inspiring, you know. I don't think I'll ever genuinely, realistically, ever get to that point, and I don't know if I want to be at that point.
Yeah, it's
But
not
it is
everybody's path.
inspiring.
Yeah, it's
To
not
what?
everybody's path. Yeah, it's not everybody's path. But when you see people
Right.
on their path, it makes you think about your own path. Yeah.
It does. It definitely does. And seeing how all that just comes so effortless for you, and money coming so effortless, and apart from the money, which obviously that's the big gateway into just about everything else. But other than that, just the general transformations, the different shifts that occur around you that align with what you're intending to do or that you want to do or want something else to happen for someone else. Just seeing all these things just effortlessly just fall into place is a testament to your magic and is definitely an inspiration to look at. And I had the privilege of getting to actually meet with you in person whenever we went to Universal and met up that day. And that was we actually met first time, but it felt as if we've known each other and have been hanging out best friends my whole life. We get together and within minutes, it's one manifestation after another, between the weather and the breezes and the atmosphere to getting into that high-end restaurant with no reservation at all, with a line, no less. Walk in and they have a table ready for us. Just all of it. There's one thing after another, and that's just two of us just hanging out for a few hours. So there's a lot of incredible experiences that I know in the future we'll definitely get to have. But you told me about your 20 years coming up, and yeah, I definitely can see all the fruits of your labors, especially with everyone in the different communities, the Boost community, the Christian Witches Mystery School, which I am unbelievably proud and very, very grateful and thankful to now be a regular official teacher. Um, Absolutely love that. We're having we've been focusing on psychic development this month, and the next few weeks I'll be taking over and going over more psychic development lessons. So getting very excited about this.
And don't you love the class? Don't you love the mystery school students? They're amazing.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
They really are. And it's actually because of the individual students that we both decided to go this route rather than focusing on elemental magics or animal shamanism or anything of that nature. We felt this was the best course based on the feedback and how the students are doing in the past lessons with wands and everything. Incredible, powerful witches, every one of them. And no, the only thing I want to do is just help make things a little bit more efficient in day-to-day life with their abilities, their practices, and very excited to have a hand in this to help out.
Well, I got to tell you the real reason why you're teaching in the mystery school, of course, because I love you and all of that, because you practice magic and we see it. You are a true magician. You do the work and we see it. You manifested a house, you manifested moving from where you were, you manifested the work situation, you manifested money, you manifested a beautiful love in your life. I watched you create this whole thing. And from where you were, even just 3 years ago, let's say.
Yes.
To now.
It's a very, very big difference from a few years ago. I look back at the Jared then, and there's definitely still a lot that's still there, you know, and don't want to get rid of all of that. But
Not.
I
It's
see a
just been
huge
such an
difference.
elevation. And so
Yes,
to
that's
create,
a big thing. It's an elevation.
it's been an
A very big
elevation
elevation.
because you were in Tennessee and you said, Val, I've got to get to Florida. Like you knew within yourself that you had to get to the Sunshine State and you got the new name and you listen and you do your work. Like you do the work and the work works. And then
Yes.
you see, if we don't see the fruits in your life, what are you doing? What are
Right.
you
Because if you don't see the fruits in your life, then that means you're working without God.
okay?
It's
Because
God, it's the
Christ
Holy
said,
Spirit moving through and working through me that empowers literally everything I do.
that's
You
it.
know, without God, without Christ, yeah, I have power. Here's a spark. The hell is that going to do? But
It's not going to create a whole new life. It ain't going to
it's
create a whole.
not. It's not that it weakens you. It takes the smallest manifestation you can do on your own. The smallest manifestation will weaken you and drain you completely if you are not empowered by God. That's
Boom,
the ultimate source.
boom, tapped
Source
into
of
the
all
ultimate
power, love,
source,
all of it.
all of it. And I just love how your magic looks. I mean, you and Rob were at that. Your birthdays, you have a love that both of y'all are born on the same day. I'm like, well, how did he do
Yeah.
that? They're both wizard, shaman kind of druid kind of people. Y'all are in this luxurious suite at the Universal Studios for your birthday weekend. I'm like, these kinds of manifestations, they're extraordinary. They're giving him free parking, they're giving him gifts. He's getting, it's like, Spirit is just laying everything out in front of you. That's how you know the work is working. The magic is magicking. The witching
Right.
is witching.
And
Wizarding
and
is
and
wizarding.
right. And this does have a little bit that I'm going to go into more in the next few coming weeks. But whenever whenever a very powerful magical person, a magician of any variety, has heightened emotions, magic starts popping off. For me, if I'm extremely happy and I'm mentally in a great state and I'm really happy with what's going on, what I'm doing, how things are going, then everything that I barely even think about starts manifesting either immediately or very, very quickly and effortlessly. If I'm really happy, I can manifest almost anything extremely quickly. However, if I'm really pissed off and frustrated, things go wrong, usually with technology. Usually technology.
Yes. Now, Jerry, it is 11:33 and we done been here for almost 4 hours. So we gonna continue this conversation in the mystery school.
Right, right. But yeah, it is definitely pretty late. I wasn't expecting to be on this late, but I definitely wanted to congratulate you on your 20 years. Definitely wanted to kind of shine a light on the Val that I know over this time frame for the others to kind of get an idea. No, I don't know you as a retreat leader. I don't know you as how all these others see you. I know you as no, you're a teacher and you're a very wonderful woman and a powerful witch. And I resonate with a lot of what you had to offer, and we became friends. I I respect you as KAISI. I respect you as Reverend. To me, you're just Val, and I love that.
I actually love that too. Yes, with Jared, it's just Jared and Val. That's it. Hanging out at Universal. It's just Jared and Val. And I love that. And Jared, for all of the wands that you have given me. And by the way, last year at the Christian Witches Convention, if you saw me with the Narcissa Malfoy wand, because I was repping Narcissa Malfoy at our Saturday night party because it was a Harry Potter party. This year, it's a Wicked party. So get ready.
Nice.
Yeah, get your Wicked. Oh, you already know Harmony. Harmony started dancing. Wait a minute, you're going to be Ariana Grande. I already know you're in Team Pink.
No, I'm gonna be the happy witch.
Yes, you're Team Pink. I knew already. But if y'all don't know, I'm Elphaba all the way. I'm team green, okay? I might have on green lipstick. I am team green. Okay, so anyway, pick your team, pick whoever you want to be from Wicked for the party on Saturday night at the Christian Witches Convention, because that's what we got going on this year. So Jared was the one who hooked me up with the Narcissa Malfoy wand. Jared hooked my first ever wand that he created specifically for me. It was, I guess you could say, my first custom wand
I
for
believe
me.
it was poplar, 14 inches.
Yes.
And 13 to 14 inches.
Yes.
And just it was very basic whittling work, but it just had
Tricatura on
all the
it.
wood burning
It's
designs.
got runes. It's got tricatura on it.
It's got the butterfly. It's got
the butterfly.
a solar Celtic cross. It's got the Amen spelled out in runes.
In runes. It's a magnificent wand. It's a magnificent wand. And we named her Wanda, and I opened her at the beach and baptized and consecrated her at the beach. So you've given me quite a few wands over the years. And now Angel, everyone send love to Angel, who is Sweetness' sister. She is also a student in the mystery school. She is having her baby as we speak.
Oh,
today.
congrats,
She's in
Angel.
labor. Yes. And little guy was too high up. You know, they were trying
Is
to.
this the same Angel that I literally just made her pink and black wand?
Yes. Remember,
Oh, okay.
she's pregnant with her 10th baby.
10.
She's already registered for the
10.
Christian Convention, and she is bringing kiddos with her. So y'all will see the baby. You'll probably see a baby blessing, because you know we got to bless that baby. You know y'all got to lay hands on that baby and bless that baby, okay?
True.
So yes, we have a new witchy little baby that's coming into the world today. So earlier today, she was at 4 to 5 centimeters. So yeah. So everybody send love for this baby to come on down. He's number 10.
Nice. I'll definitely be saying a prayer for her and the baby.
Thank you so much, Jared. All righty. I guess we're going to wrap it up. Queen Makita, you're going to wrap us up tonight.
I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I love you all. Bye.
Love you, Jared. Thank you. Give love to Robert.
We might as well go ahead on the 12th. No, I'm just like,
might as well go to midnight, right? Might as well.
No, I know it's late. I will be fast, but I did not want to leave this evening without personally speaking. Oh my goodness. And in my mind, I'm like, where do I start? Because there's so much. What I will say is, wow, when I met you, and for those who don't know, I was in law enforcement for over 30 years. Everything from a street officer to a detective to an internal affairs agent, field supervision, you name it, I did it. But in doing that, my life was not focused on me, nor was it focused on the things that I wanted or what I wanted to do. It was guided by what was expected of me, what my family expected of me, and totally centered around my children. I think they would call it like a helicopter mom. Like if I moved, they moved. and that's how everything went. So I want to say thank you for letting me see me. Letting me see you stand in your strength so I could stand in my strength. And when I say my strength, I mean my individual strength. With knowing that I could release all of that, letting me know that my children are fine. They are their own persons. They are their own beings. They're their own kings and queens, and they're navigating through this world. I'm going to speed it up to when I left law enforcement, because I was still kind of attached to them. But as I was able to release myself from the job, as it said, and at the time they were not trying to let me go, I had to wait to leave. I was asking to go, but on the sidelines to get actual approval to say that I no longer wanted to work. So with doing that, I had a conversation with Rev, and she was like, well, what are you going to do? And I knew I was ready to be me, because my answer was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm absolutely not going to do nothing And I can say to this day, that's how I've been living my life. It ain't been, I ain't had no side gig. I ain't went back to nobody. I ain't nothing. And I have been fully supplied. And I will say an overflow of supply has come into my life. Even so with my children, I mean, I began traveling even more. And when they say Reverend Love or KAISI travels the globe, yeah, international travel, but I'll say, because I've traveled with her, that we've traveled timelines. I'll say we've traveled through dimensions. And I say this because I can say in Mexico, I was in the ocean with stingrays. I didn't stay that long because I think they were bigger than my back. Humongous. But from those waters to climbing into pyramids, to visiting temples, to being in a cage with a lion, to getting in a pool with an elephant, praying and meditating in Buddhist temples. You know, we speak about Peru, we speak about Sedona, you talk about New Orleans, you can talk about, you know, even Massachusetts. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I've been to the Vatican. You name it. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So that's why I say this is not just global travel. I'm traveling through timelines, I'm traveling through dimensions, I'm seeing lifetimes, because when you go to these places, there's a sense of remembrance. And when there's a sense of remembrance, when there's a sense of knowing, that means that spirit has been there before. And I give you much thanks, appreciation, deepest and profound love to you, that I've been able to experience these moments. I'm able to speak about these things. I'm able to talk about these things. I mean, there are other things besides, I mean, even in Bali, like she said, that was an ultimate experience there. We brought the outside inside. There was no back to where we stayed. Literally, you could get up, wake up, and look out, and you were looking into the jungle, to the ethers. And it was absolutely beautiful. You were waited on, you know, by these Bali men that were there. They were chefs. They were praying. They were laying answers. They were doing all this on a daily basis. Life has been wonderful. Life has been full. Life has been good. I love this community. I love you, my master teacher. I thank you all for sharing this experience, because it does take a village. So I thank this village, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate your legacy. Celebrate 20 years of masterful teaching, of spiritually led teaching, of powerful teaching, of transformational teaching, of touching the lives of each and every person under the sound of my voice, and those who don't hear me in person, but they definitely hear me in spirit. I give thanks to you, for them, and for me. And I close this. I love you, and I love you all.
Oh my goodness, Queen Makita, haven't we been some places? Wow, all through Mexico and the cenotes and Greece and Italy and Venice and the Vatican and Sedona and Bali and just Dubai and on the doom bashing and the belly dancing and the I think those retreats have given us a whole lifetime. We done been on enough retreats and done enough things that we have done a lifetime of things on these retreats. Would you say?
If we don't do nothing else, if I don't do nothing else, I feel like I have lived. I feel like I have lived because of you. If I don't do anything else from this point forward, I have lived.
The experiences are countless. These are countless experiences. And not just the travel. Think about the birth
of the Christian Witches Mystery School. Talk about the birth of that. And it's steadily growing. The initiation into the Temple of Maya, love, light, and truth. Oh my goodness. I mean, it goes on and on. And I would just say, with all the other works. So, if you haven't experienced these things, I highly recommend. And I have to see you all next month because I will be at the Christian Witches Convention, most definitely. That goes without saying. And like I said, I know it's late. Oh goodness, it's like 11:45. Okay.
This our usual. This our usual, ain't it? This what we do. It's what we do. Harmony, I have to tell you that I would not have been able to do what I did without you. I'm telling you. Because Harmony will hold it down. Harmony got my back no matter what. Harmony gonna get the people straight. Harmony gonna plan the things. Harmony gonna think up the things that Rev wasn't thinking about. Harmony is gonna bring the gifts for everybody. I'm like, you got gifts for everybody? I wasn't thinking about none of them gifts. Harmony will bring the t-shirts for every trip. She will bring the bag. I got these gift bags, Rev. Wow, Harmony, you make us look real good because Rev wasn't thinking about none of that. I'm thinking about saving souls. But Harmony's like, but let's make it beautiful while we save souls. Right, Gaia? Harmony has the merch. She got the gifts. Harmony has it. She has it.
Yes, the level of organization, the detail, the events, the what is beauty. I mean, every time on point with all the things.
Thank y'all.
On point, all the things, and she creates it like that. It's like effortless. And then, I made these gift bags for everyone. Like, what?
I was really proud of your theme song that I made last night.
Where did you get that theme song?
You know, me and Chatty Chat, we got it together, baby.
I know ChatGPT ain't create that rap. No, but wait a minute, but who sung it? Wait a minute, Harmony, you got to tell me how you did this. Who sung the rap? Chatty did that too.
Chatty Chat yes.
Girl,
yes, honey.
That was phenomenal.
AI now. I'm about to my goodness. All of that was AI generated. All of it.
Wow.
Harmony, I need that rap song. That's my new song.
Learn AI.
So Reverend Tanya gave me Eagle, and you gave me now I have theme music. I'm gonna come in.
Yes, and then you notice the song was called "She Said Yes," and then that was just the theme. Everybody was talking about how you said yes. So Chatty knew what was going on. Artificial intelligence knew.
Look, that artificial intelligence knows me so well that every time I ask it a question, then it says, would you like to know more about that for your Christian Witches Mystery School or how to integrate that with the Bible and magic? I'd be like, look, you know me a little too well. Yes. I love it. Queen Vashti, how are you? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? How you loving? How you loving? Katina, Elliot, you want to say hi? I love you so much, sis. I don't know if you can unmute. Let me see. Is it working? And Queen Vashti had an incredible, incredible experience over this past year since the last Christian Witches Convention. And we are so happy she's with us right now.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Hi. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm so glad you're with us tonight. How you feeling?
I was like so thinking that I just have to get through to talk to this lady, this magical instrument that was dealt to me. Look, I ain't got time for nobody else. I'm just I'm just here and I'm in spirit and I'm willing to lay my heart on the line because this past few years that I've been out, I've been wanting to hear your voice. And it's just been so great. It's just been so loving having you here with me to celebrate and to just know in your loving heart that this is you. This is you. This is the best time that you could ever think of. Like, this is great. This is a great moment. And I've been here since we started, I think, which
I
was,
saw you here the entire time.
yeah, it was past like 10 past 8, but I went out because my daughter called. And when she went out, then I was trying to get back on, and and it was a mess. But I'm back. I'm back in the realm, and everything is working out wonderfully. And I'm so happy that, everything is beautiful for you, and everything is pleasurable. This is a happy experience, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And this is just a best moment that that I really have the opportunity to be with you all. And there's nothing else I can say. Um this has just been the best moment. This has just been the best. Really, it has. I haven't been around you all in 2 years, 3 years.
It's been 2 years, yeah.
It's
It's
been two
been almost
years.
2 years since the Christian Witches Convention in Las Vegas, which was in 2023. So
Yeah.
yeah, because
So
you had a big um experience of growth, right?
yes,
Yeah, you had a big experience of growth.
yes, I
And
did.
you came out. You came
And I
out and
came
you
out. Yes, I
yes, you
did.
did. Yes, you did. Which
And
we always knew you would, because you had put in so much work before meeting with that great challenge. And we're just happy that you are here with
I'm
us.
happy too.
So happy.
Yes, me too. Yes, me too. Yes.
Beautiful.
I'm
All righty,
happy.
well, we are going to wrap up for tonight, family. Gaia, anything you want to say before we conclude? Because we're going to bring this party to a conclusion. I am so thankful that all of you all showed up for this 20th anniversary party. I cannot wait to see the rest of the videos that everyone sent. Didn't we love Mama? Mama said, ignite, activate, and embody. So she gave us our marching orders. Turn up your wattage. Don't be wobbly in your yes. When you give a yes, mean it. Otherwise, say, give me a minute, right? You don't have to say yes to everything right away. But when you do give your yes, stand in it and honor it with integrity, like she mentioned. And Reverend Jim opened us with an incredible prayer and reminded us of the oak tree that we all are, and that we marvel at the oak because we know it came from the tiny acorn. And all of us are oak trees in the making. Yes. And my
Yes.
beautiful daughter Gaia, the mother of my beautiful grandchildren, and especially the newest little chunky one, Miss Uriah. What is Miss Uriah doing?
She's sleeping, thankfully.
I'm going to be having my 3 big grandkids with me for June and July. That's going to be so much fun. We're going to be playing Ether's game quite a bit because Ether made a game and we are all characters in Ether's game. So that's going to be fun. So Gaia, you want to close us with a word?
Oh, you want me to close? Okay. Well, what I will say is, I think what everybody said today added just a little piece to the puzzle of the 20 years in the making. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you're probably doing things and saying things to people and you don't even realize the impact that you're making. And so today, I really hope that everything that everybody said really like sets into your heart and you know how important you are and how much of an inspiration and motivation that you are to all of us. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I will not be long-winded, but you're phenomenal. And we just want you to keep doing what you have already been doing. And here's to another amazing 20 years, 50 years, 100 years.
And with that, it's a wrap. Love you, family. Let's start this next 20 years. Peace. Thank you. You can unmute and say bye. Bye. Love you.
Bye,
Love
family.
y'all.
Happy
Talking to
anniversary.
y'all next time.